I lit a fire with a Kindle spark in the corner of a midnight park. She said, you're a riddle. I said, don't quibble. She laughed so hard I watched her dribble. Tyndall flames, they flicker fast. Will this matchstick moment last? Ooh. Scribble my heart with a doodle of you. Nibble on the edges of something new. Tyndall and Kindle, a spark in the dark. We're a groove, a move, a move, a move, a move. A blues, a remark. She wore a jacket stitched with stars. We chased the night through neon bars. She said, you're trouble. I said, just a little. She stole my fries and skipped the middle. The bassline's bumping through my veins. Shimmering Sims, electric chains. Scribble my heart with a doodle of you. Nibble on the edges of something new. Tyndall and Kindle, a spark in the dark. We're a groove, a move, a move, a move, a move. A blues, a remark. They got wires in the trees, listening to the breeze, watching every step I take, every sigh I breathe. Streetlights wink like spies, glowing truths and lies. I just wanna live my life without their eyes. No escape from the lens, it never ends, it never bends. Eyes in the sky, I don't want. Like stars inside our homes, our cars. Can't even wish on what they've gone too far. I wear my shadow proud, speak my thoughts out loud, but they're stealing all the whispers from the crowd. Dribble in the dark, the stars won't tell.
Try that. That might work. Good Lord. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even pay attention. Appreciate you hollering at me in the chat. Lordy, lordy. What a start. All right. So getting back to my intro, I guess. You know us potatoes, we have lots and lots of eyes. We like watching all the interesting things that humans do up top. And today we're digging into politics. Complete nonsense from one seeker and a few other people, of course. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't have any audio. That's nuts. Let's see. All right. Sorry about that, guys. You should be able to hear me now, right? Okay, thank you very much, Homestead. Appreciate the holler out. And again, Alter, appreciate you mentioning that. I saw you first and wasn't sure what it meant, and it got me looking. So I appreciate you hollering out and let me know that I was muted. Hollering out the people that are in the chat again real quick then. We had Homestead Wench was the first. Chaos Theory, appreciate you guys. Dave, appreciate the engagement. Stacy, good to see you here. ULF, appreciate you, buddy. And Alter, thank you very much for being here and the shout out. And Nick Sheldon, appreciate you as well as the shout out for the muted as well. Yeah, Boomer Hour. You know, I'm a potato, guys. You got to give me a break. I appreciate the leeway here. Okay, so let me get back into my inspirational quote because that actually did kind of hit home with the subject that we're talking about today. So my quote is, even the simplest of potatoes, like myself, can change the course of a meal or a life, right? Even us at the low end of the totem pole can make change of great stature. We'll discuss that today. And in so, what is fascism, right? Why is there so many different definitions of fascism now? The quote from the person that's actually known, because I'm not, right, is Bruce Lee, as normal. To hell with the consequences. I make my own opportunities. I create opportunities is what it says. Kind of hits home for the topic of today, doesn't it? All right, let me get back into my chat here. Okay, nobody else has entered. And, okay. So I would like to start off with funny, as I always do. Some funny, not so funny, because unfortunately I wasn't able to find quite as funny as I usually do. I don't think I've shown this yet. This is fairly funny. So let me get into there. All right. Nope, there it is. All right. All right. So this gentleman here, Jason Mayer, looks like he might be a street comedian, performer, something along those lines. So hopefully they don't have an issue with me showing and getting him some coverage. And we'll go ahead and start off.
Now watch this. I'll get rid of 2 of the balls. Not many people know this, but this used to be an old gambling game. Did you know that, sir? You remind me of my father. He used to look at me disappointed as well. So here it is.
I know, I can relate.
I cover up the ball. What's your name, sir?
Greg.
Greg. That's a great name. That's my mum's name. Greg. I cover this up. I move these around. All you've got to do is try and tell me where's the ball. And if you get it right, you win 50 pounds from that guy. Yeah.
Wait, what? How did I get roped into this? It's just funny. Something I would probably do there. How many of you remember this game? I haven't seen it out lately in mass, right? I mean, I see it every once in a while in TikToks and Facebook videos, but I'm curious if anybody still sees this happening in real life.
There it is. Every time I see him, though, he's with a different woman. I don't know how he does it.
That's messed up, man.
I'm only joking, man.
She's like, okay.
He was here yesterday with a man. Right. Here it is. A, B, or C, sir? Which one? Holy crap, you got it right, sir. But you couldn't have got it wrong, so I left you one over here. I even left you one over here because I didn't want you to get it wrong. And now I'm going to show you.
Nice guy. Good thing there was no money on it, I guess, for him at least.
How it's done. When I say I take the ball and vanish it, I don't really take the ball and vanish it. You see that? Now, for those of you that haven't caught on yet, this is exactly what 6 years without a girlfriend looks like, okay?
Yep, about that, yeah. I understand that feeling too.
Hey, then what I do, sir, is I drop it, Greg. From behind the cup, people think it was in the cup the whole time. So, Greg, how many balls are under that middle cup? 3, that's close, it's just 1. How many balls, Greg? 1. Exactly.
Oh, man, that's
Exactly,
funny.
sir, just 1. But check it out there, Greg, this one comes back. So, Greg, how many balls are under that middle cup? No, mate, we got 2 there.
No, mate, we got 2 there. I just gotta throw you a bone every once in a while, but then I'm gonna spin you a curveball.
This is going to be a bit of a
man,
long
come
one,
on.
but trust me.
Sorry, guys.
Try and tell me where's the ball. And if you get it right, you win. You see him, though, he's with a different with a man. You won over here, over the... This is exactly what 6 years without a girlfriend
Sorry
looks
about that, guys.
like, okay?
Jeez.
Then what I do, sir, is I drop it, Greg. From behind the cup, people think it was in the cup the whole time. So, Greg, how many balls are under that middle cup? 3, that's close, it's just 1. How many balls, Greg? 1. Exactly, sir, just 1. But check it out there, Greg, this one comes back. So, Greg, how many balls are under that middle cup? 1. No, mate, we got 2 there. Greg, how many balls are under that middle cup? No, I just showed you it was 2, Greg. Greg, look.
Yeah, this guy's really good at the pull and slide. The slide and pull, however you want to put it. It just gets so much better by the end, too. It's impressive. See, 3 card Monty nowadays. This requires more skill. Oh, okay. That's fair, Nick. I appreciate the input. So you see 3 card Monty nowadays. That's fair. Again, I'm in a small town, so I don't get out into the big cities. I don't get to see this kind of stuff. I would like to someday, but this is cool. This is fun.
I'll give you a hint. How many? I just told you it's 2, Greg. No matter how many times, it's always 2. How many? No, 3. You're not following.
Every time it's 2, but then he puts 3 in. What a dick.
3 balls go in. How many now, Greg? Exactly. Orange.
Orange. What? Where did that come from? You don't see a pixel of orange until that thing is revealed there. Like, it is impressive how good he does that last pull in his bag.
Come on, make some noise. Now watch this. I'll get rid of 2 of the balls.
Right.
No.
Get out of that. Okay, and then let's see. This one is not as funny, but this is a concern, obviously. Because as we all know, this is a fairly true statement. Men choose their family over happiness in marriage, right? Women, they seem to choose their happiness over the marriage. So let's see what this young woman has to say about it here in just a second. And looks like we have a newcomer in the chat. Apprentice, appreciate you very much for being here and the engagement. Meanwhile, his partner is pickpocketing the whole audience. Oh, yeah, probably. That's exactly what's going to be happening now, if nothing else. Mr. B says 3 card Monty with pickup and drop manipulation is a skill too. But yeah, this is a lot more small hand manipulation. Yeah, the way he was bouncing that ball back and forth and making it disappear, but not making it disappear, that was crazy. I couldn't do it, that's for sure. Trey, thank you very much for joining me here, buddy, and the engagement. And of course, Gamer, appreciate you, man. We'll get back into this here. So we'll see what this young woman has to say about men choosing happiness or families over happiness and vice versa.
To the men who say that they choose their families over their happiness and that women choose happiness over their families, all that really says to me is that you spread your seed, and so you think that that gives you permission to be a shitty husband.
I'm sorry. How does that compute? That didn't even make any sense. That was pure woman prattle there. Pure woman prattle. A family is not spreading your seed. So when it says the man chooses the family over happiness, it's literally saying the opposite of what you just said. What is going on these days? This is crazy to me. Dave, I'm sorry I'm late. I was arguing with a libtard. Smash that like, suckers. Thank you very much for the engagement, Dave. And you were here earlier. Appreciate you being here. And the moderation. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream, guys. We have 20 people viewing and 13 likes. Come on, we got some turnips in the chat, guys. Let's make some all of us spuds. Hater Nation, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get back into something funny, not that stupid crap. That's not funny. Okay, so this guy is usually funny. We all know Nick Friatis. I've showed him to you before, and then maybe we'll move on after this, so we can get into our subjects. We still got a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it. I have found the dumbest elected official alive.
Even though that we know that it's not always true that you need a gun to fight back someone with a gun.
I'm sorry, what? You don't need a gun to shoot. I'm sorry. Don't need a pew pew to fight back against someone who does have a pew pew. You don't need one. How does that compute?
Because those hero cadets didn't. Levu Labrescu, a Holocaust survivor, professor at Virginia Tech, didn't have a gun when he selflessly gave up his body to prevent.
Gave up his body. In other words, he didn't survive that. This is wild. So yes, like he said, the dumbest elected politician, apparently.
The Virginia Tech shooter from entering his classroom and saving lives that day.
So following his logic, he believes that because certain citizens found themselves in an active shooter situation in a place where they were not permitted to have a firearm in order to defend themselves, and because they found other ways to defend themselves, which led to great bodily harm to themselves or even death, that's somehow proof that you don't need a firearm in order to defend yourself from an active shooter. Well, that is brilliant. I've got an idea. Let's put this theory in practice. No more Capitol Police at the General Assembly building. That's right. If there's ever an active shooter, well, the delegate here, how do you pronounce Jackass? Delegate Jackass here will just simply throw himself into the line of fire in order to prove his theory. I'm sure he possesses that level of dedication. That is freaking brilliant.
Yes, let's implement that, please. Make sure that they have to abide by the same rules that they implement on us. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Thank you for the chat, guys. Let's see, going down the chat, we've got Don't Call It Art. I appreciate you in the chat and the engagement. Maybe if you have a crossbow and you're close enough, right? Exactly. Mrs. D, thank you very much for being here in the engagement. Hello, Tater Nation. How is everyone? Well, I'm doing fantastic because you're here and all of my Tater Nation is with me as we have usually been. I have the viewership that I normally have, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Alter, I think there are also a ton of women who choose their families over their happiness and a ton of men who choose their happiness over their families. We're talking about outliers again, aren't we, guys? Let's see. So Nick Sheldon, like saying you don't need a parachute to skydive. Yeah, it's actually a good analogy there. Yeah, exactly. And then saying the dumbest the dumbest politician is wild with the likes of AOC. That's a lot to live up to. That's fair. And then of course his mugs are always classics for sure. And then this one, yeah, we'll do this one real quick.
Tell me your plan again. Simple. We're just going to cut down a bunch of trees to put in solar panels for a greener Earth.
That sounds not bright to me.
Sounds dumb. And then we're going to use jet fuel to fly planes in the sky and spray clouds to block the sun.
How the solar panels going to work if you block out the sun?
They won't. They won't.
They won't.
Tell me your...
They won't, guys. They won't work. So this whole idea to block out the sun that Bill Gates is already implementing after we've already installed all of these solar panels is going to make them obsolete. And then what? Right? And then we're putting up all of these wind turbines and we've got all of this change in climate change that they keep quote unquote heavy quotations on that, guys. But all this climate change and we don't know what's going to happen, but we're putting up energy that is dependent upon this consistent weather we have. Smart. All right. Okay. So sorry guys. I'm getting a little bit animated today. Cause I am having a good day and I am glad to see you guys. Let's see. So Dave says, yeah, you can say you think that Alter, but yeah, exactly. That's how not how the stats work. Let's see. Kind of avoid that conversation. And Mrs. D, every husband and father I have ever known or know sacrifices their happiness, especially when their wives are nagging. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Yeah, trust the experts, bro. Okay. Exactly. The experts. Even though the experts have literally told us opposite of this before, right? So not so funny, but
why is this town?
We've talked about this before a little bit in one of my open panels. If you're not part of my Discord, please join my Discord. We have open panels on Thursday evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for anyone to join and speak their piece. And I would like to get differing views in that, so that I can learn to be more cool, calm, and collected when somebody actually starts to bow up at me, right? I know I lack, and this is why I'm here. But this is something we've covered a little bit, and I came across this video. I was going to cover it more so in depth, and I might do so. But the drones that are happening in Ukraine and with this fiber optic cable is causing this to happen. And this is real. This is actually happening, guys.
Covered in spider webs. And yes, this is real.
Again, this is real. And that is fiber optic cable all across that looking like a spider web.
The answer is those are not spider webs. That is fiber optic cable. And that is what warfare looks like in 2026. Those videos were posted from the front lines in Ukraine. We've now hit the 4-year anniversary of the Russian invasion, and right now the war is mostly being fought with these.
Yeah, so the most of the war is being fought with the drones. Now, where we talked about in our open panel, I don't see it as a wussy thing to do, but we're getting so much backlash at this point in time from all of this filament that's covering these towns. Going back to the conversation in the chat, Mrs. D says, man goes to work for his family equals happiness sacrificed. Regardless of what you want to consider it, if we go to work, we are sacrificing our happiness. Women get to stay home whenever they choose to, right? Or they choose to make money and keep it all to themselves. That's the reality we live in nowadays. And that's not the reality that is. We need to get back to actually understanding that the household is the household and we're a team. We're together. And I hate the word team in that instance because I am, unfortunately, the leader of the household. Unfortunately. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for the women, I guess, right? You all hate it. But it comes down to the fact that in war, if something happens and I have to tell you to duck, I don't want you to have to ask. I want you to get down so that you survive, right? All right. Jesse, thank you very much for the engagement. Appreciate you joining me here. And let's see. It looks like everybody knew. Homestead. Mrs. D, men are either uncomfortable at work or uncomfortable at home broke because they're not working, right? And the woman is working and she's keeping all the money to herself. Disavow. Sorry, guys. Mr. B says, man saves money and sacrifices his wants to ensure his family needs are met equals happiness sacrificed again. Stacy, I'm a bit behind. Dogs got loud and just call Nazi. All right. Behind. Well, hopefully you'll get caught up, I guess. Again, Halter, I can think of a household off the top of my head where it isn't both parents working their behinds off. One household or majority of the people you know. Again, we're talking about outliers here. Anecdotal evidence is not actual statistics, and we're talking about statistics. All right, so going back to this video real quick.
Just hobbyist drones. And to prevent the drones from...
So again, this is all drone warfare now, basically, which has gotten down to the like $100, $200 drones, hobbyist drones. And so it's almost like they don't even have a stake in the game at that point in time. And they're throwing it out with this filament. And again, where I agree with the advancing of technology, and this is advancing of technology in warfare, what is the backlash of this?
From being jammed, they trail behind them mile after mile of fiber optic cable. And now the landscape is absolutely covered in thousands of miles of this cable.
This is crazy to me. If I didn't know this was real, I would think this is AI or something along those lines. And of course, I wouldn't really think that because I'm smarter than that. But it comes down to the fact that this is almost unfathomable to people. I don't know if you actually comprehend how much filament this could possibly be to cover this whole town in a spider web type of filament.
Ukraine says something like 80% of casualties are the result of these drones. You can almost miss it in this clip, but if you look closely, you can see the light glinting off of the layer of fiber optic cable that lays over this field.
Yeah, you can kind of see glinting back here. I mean, you can see it if you were really paying attention. I don't know if it's too small on your screens or not, but you can definitely see that there's filament all across this field. And again, if it's all across the whole town and all of this, so again, they're not going to be sending the drone from a truck right outside the city. They're going to be flying it from miles away so that they're off and they're not in danger. So what is the repercussions of this? We've got birds that are building nests with these and all sorts of things that is happening with this. So I won't necessarily get further into that per se. We'll get into the actual topic of the day so we can move on with our day. But let me get into... Let's see, what do we got going on in the chat? Oh, yeah, Mrs. D. I have a lot of respect for you for wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. And, of course, your husband. Salute for the based man to make it so that we can have women like yourself and stay-at-home moms like I'm trying to become myself, right? Let me get into my... If I can find my page that I was trying to bring up. There it is. Sorry, guys. Wow, today is a day already. All right, so... As you've probably seen in the description and in the title, wow, we have 30 people viewing. Holy cow. Thank you guys. Okay. So if you haven't seen in the title, I'm going to be covering Andrew Wilson. We'll get into that because I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk and you want to get into the main event. So if you don't know who Seeker is or Searka, as he goes on this particular channel, this particular video, he's an interesting feller, and we'll cover it here as we go along, and we'll get right into it.
They're doing.
He has a history of doing that.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was trying to cover it before I covered it.
You're not allowed to do this because of safety, security reasons, but Trump is actually just blowing past all that and making...
So I wanted to cover Andrew's video to give him the view as well as the shout out. If you haven't seen The Crucible, please go check out The Crucible. Awesome channel, awesome debates, good way he takes things on. Go check him out. If you haven't seen Speakeasy, this is on his channel originally. I just pulled the clip that Andrew posted, I think, yesterday about it.
Give me your most powerful argument. The most powerful argument that you can give me that Donald J. Trump, who's barely a nationalist, is actually a fascist. Your best argument.
I mean, I can argue that Trump is a fascist in every single tenet that we can think of. Trump, if you want to, I can argue how Trump is literally doing corporatism in a modern way, just like Italian fascists. You want to go there?
Sure. I'm pretty sure he just asked for it. Why do you have to feel like you just wasted 30 seconds of that hour worth of time to be able to reclassify what he wants you to do? You know the debate prompt, you know what he asked you to do, just do it. Don't filibuster, don't try to beat around the bush, just get to the point so we can move the conversation forward.
Sure.
Okay. So, are you aware of something like Trump RX? Do you know anything about that?
Let's pull it up. What's Trump RX?
I thought you would say yes. Trump RX.
I thought you would say that. Like that's a big gotcha or something. Zeker, he loves to do that. To try to point out the little fallacies that happen. Oh, well, I thought you would say that because I know more about this one subject than you. I'm right. Besides the fact that, look at his eyes, guys. I am no saint. I've been around. This gentleman, I don't know what's going on, but in his eyes, with that big of a pupil and that glazed of an eye on him, I don't know what is going on with this gentleman, but can we really trust anything somebody is saying when they're this? Right? Okay, so going back to the chat real quick before I hop back into it. All right, well, doesn't look like much going on in the chat other than you guys talking, which is fine. Please have at it. But I'll try to shout you out as I see things happen.
Is a specific little union of selected state authorized companies that Trump gets to suppress or, deny using the executive branch if they don't do what he wants. So what would you call that style of, letting private companies exist right outside the government, but ultimately subordinate to it?
It's a federal government drug pricing portal.
Yeah, and you probably need to go a little further than just looking at TrumpRx.com. There's information on it.
Can you
a certain set of companies that are given state authorization to even shop here?
And where can I?
Yeah, exactly, Nick. I noticed that, but I didn't put it together until just now. Exactly. Meanwhile, Obamacare is A-okay for this guy, I'm sure, right? Trump is trying to replace that god-awful program that made us all over. I don't know what Trump RX is, right? But again, we're talking about one president against a different president, and we'll get into that a little bit later with Searka and Speakeasy. In fact, I have a clip that I'm going to show from them getting into it about Trump being a fascist that I would like to share with you guys here in a bit too. All right. I know, Mrs. D, I'm sorry. I don't want you to have to view it again, but this needs to be put out there for sure. Let's see. Obamacare was a disaster. Exactly, gamer. It literally cost us millions of dollars as the taxpayer. I can't imagine it didn't, because so many companies opened up. And where did they go when Obamacare got repealed? They didn't go away. They're just getting subsidized by the government, I'm sure. This is speculation, guys. Don't hold me to that one. But it's just kind of ridiculous how things are playing out these days. Mrs. D, Jay Dyer also debated Lion Brian. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm curious to cover Brian because he's such a interesting character. I really like the one with Warren Smith just recently. I watched the one that Warren went on to his channel, and Warren is a good guy. I don't want to give Brian any press is the biggest thing, but man, he is a spurg, isn't he? It's wild how he just constantly doesn't let anybody talk. It's his show. He gets the right of way. All right. Alter. Reminder that Obamacare was a right-wing alternative to universal health care. That's why the Democrats are the ones who spearheaded it, right? That's why it's called Obamacare. That's why we attributed it to Obama administration, because it was the Republicans, right? I'm a little confused on that one. I guess if you want to weigh in on the chat, let me see what we've got here. Thank you, Mrs. D. I appreciate you give me content that I can cover. Anybody that wants to share what they would like to see me cover, I would be happy to cover things that people like to share or like to see. Again, it's my channel. I'll do what I want, but I would like people to send information in so that I can cover it if I'd like to.
Reference this information?
I'm not sure the exact site, my friend.
Of course not.
But the information's
so
there.
I'm supposed to just take you at face value that even though this is literally what this is a federal government drug pricing portal launched in 2026 by the Trump administration. It's designed to help American patients across prescription medications at most favored nation prices, which are the lowest prices paid for some drugs in developed nations.
Or is this like a little section of the internet where Trump
I don't know. If you tell me where I can source the information, I can literally go through it right this second.
Well, if you look on the bottom, there's going to be a few little terms and conditions drop-down menus. Okay, it asks
Okay.
who can actually sell their product on this.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Seeger has quite the red neck and red nose. Is it an allergic reaction to Andrew? Is Andrew's prowess just too much for him? Jesse, that's funny. ULF says Brian is a leftist. Create a character with maxed out stats. Right? I don't know. I'm really starting to wonder if he's really a thing, if he's really real, or if he's just something like the Truman Show, where somebody's put this world in for him to be sated by. And then, of course, Nick says Brian is a gift that keeps on giving. Seems to be that way. When Vic covers him, he seems to get a good viewership. People like drama.
So in order to actually sell product on this, you have to essentially be okay with Trump. Trump is the one who authorizes you to sell on this government website.
Let's find out if
So
that's
that
true.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I can't. I don't see who can sell. What is this under? Can you tell me where I can source this info?
Yeah, give me a second. I've actually written something about this on Obsidian, so
Okay.
I'll make sure I give it to you correctly, okay?
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we wait for me to open this, okay? Something else. You know that Trump has unilaterally, as the president, decided to do like deals they're not real, the amount of money, but $600 billion with like Saudi Arabia and other companies like that, right?
So
Okay.
Isn't fascism supposed to be like all like your nation? From what, and I've been trying to find a definition for it, and we'll talk about definitions and the importance of definitions here in a bit once we try to get through this. But if he's working with other countries and building the world and not just the United States, how is that fascist? I'm confused.
And he publicly names companies that are going to be investing into the United States on his website through whitehouse.gov.
Okay.
Can you name me another president that has done that publicly to try and show some form of favoritism in that way? Is that
No,
possible?
not off the top of my head.
Okay. Do you know that $20 billion?
Did he just say to show favoritism? That's quite the assertion. How are we supposed to know what Trump is thinking? It could honestly be because it's a benefit to the United States in a trade deal. We are very low men on the totem pole, sitting here talking about things that we can never comprehend. What is going on behind the scenes, we'll never know. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to speculate and understand how things might be going so that we can make sure that we're not falling into traps. But we've got to understand that our government has our best interest, or if they don't, we need to be voting them out. Not rioting, not burning down buildings, not all of this other crap that we seem to be having from the left. We need to be making sure that we're voting with our dollars. Every time you go to the store, you're voting for that party because that party is invested in that store to then pay them back. We have to be paying attention to who owns the stocks.
Is being invested by a company called Datavolt, which is a Saudi Arabian company, to build nuclear energy infrastructure in the United States.
Okay.
Now, what is that doing when Trump is unilaterally doing this through the executive branch? Is he creating a corporatist environment, or is he getting rid of it?
That's not corporatism.
How is it not corporatism? It's fascist corporatism. It's not regular corporatism. This is not institutionalized.
It's not fascist corporatism either.
It's not politically aligning private companies through state authorization that he doesn't have.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. If he doesn't have it,
like Andrew's just about to say, if he doesn't have it, how is he getting away with it? Because we do still have the checks and balances. It's not like when we talk about the actual fascists through history, they had a Congress back behind them to check their work and making sure that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, because they had literally taken care of all of that. Free speech was done away with. This and that, the other was done away with. Where is Trump saying you can't speak your mind? Where UK, Australia, I want to say, there's a bunch of places that are starting to say that, but yet Trump is the fascist. I'm confused. Let's see.
Then how's he able to do it?
I don't know, man. He is doing it though, isn't he?
Because he's allowed to.
Because he's doing
because he's allowed to do it.
No, I mean that's what fascists do, right? They try and break the constraints of the liberal democracies they're in. Just
executive
like
power is not fascism. That's the first thing. The second thing to look at
using
here.
executive power to.
So I finally changed my live chat when I think it was Homestead told me to. I didn't do it. I'm sorry, Homestead. What the heck was I thinking? Now that I've opened my whole live chat, I see other people in the chat. Thank you very much for the engagement, guys. And Potato here. Sorry. Wi-Fi, I do see you now. Appreciate the engagement. And if you don't let me up on the panel, I would. Yeah, you're definitely welcome to come up on the panel on Thursday evenings. Whenever I have a panel, you're welcome to be on it. I apologize. I didn't see that until just now. And hopefully I'll see your chat come up so that I can highlight it from now on. Sorry about that, buddy.
Calm down. This is not corporatism at all. This is not not like.
I'm sorry. I did a bad thing.
Not even a little bit. Even if I granted all of, let's just say that I grant worse, that he's making all sorts of deals by using the executive branch in order to enrich himself because he just thinks it's really fun. He wants to see his wallet get fat. That's not corporatism. What are you talking about? How is it corporatism?
That's not necessary for fascist corporatism either. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
That's my whole point, but you just made my point for me.
About state
Why would you try to bring that up? Because you literally just made Andrew's point. Like, you're fighting against yourself. Man, I would love to be in some of these debates and have just some debate against themselves. This stuff is crazy to me sometimes.
Authorized. Okay, companies essentially being subordinate to the state through political alignment, punishment, disloyalty.
Like highway, so like the Canadian power system is fascist because the Canadian government is who has to authorize it. And they pick which companies can or can't operate in Canada. They're fascists.
That's institutionalized bargaining. That is not state authorized and completely.
How is that not state authorized?
Because general corporatism is what you just described.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you about state authorization. How's that not state authorized, like you just said?
State institutionalized and state authorized are two different things. State institutionalized bargaining happens in democratic welfare countries, dude.
What does state authorization mean?
State authorization is different than institutionalized bargaining.
What does it mean?
Tripartite institutionalized bargaining means that there is a government.
No, authorization. What does state authorization mean?
Between the labor and companies. In state authorization, there is no bargaining.
Yeah. Okay. So
in Italian fascism, there was no bargaining.
So all you're saying, you're saying that the distinction here is that you're allowed to bargain for the best position, and then the state authorizes you
with labor and companies.
I see.
With labor and companies.
Yeah, I see. So the thing is, though, is that let's just say that the state didn't do that, or only one person applies, right? They're the only person who even has a price to apply, and the state authorizes that. Is that fascism or not?
No.
Thank you for the engagement, Tara. Appreciate you being here. Says everybody, hey, everybody, I'll return after the catch. Not sure what the catch is, but appreciate the engagement, and I'll see you back, I guess. He caught up to us, did you, Stacy? Appreciate you. That's an interesting name. All right. We'll get back to it.
That's
Sorry,
institutionalized bargaining.
Okay, got it. So the thing is that even if it was the case, do autocracies do this all the time? And is that corporatism? No, it's not.
Are you trying to expand your definition even more so it's more worthless? What are you trying to do?
How did I expand my definition more?
Because you're accepting now that corporatism is kind of existing here and you want to make it bigger. So again, corporatism exists in democratic welfare countries. That's why it doesn't work, Andrew.
Wait, wait a second. No,
That catch. Gotcha, Tara. Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you.
this is corporatism?
I think what Trump is doing is corporatism, yes.
No. In Canada, that's corporatism?
I'm curious how that would work. I would love to start doing some reacts to those kind of catches. I don't know if they would work on YouTube though. That would be right up my alley, but I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I wonder if this guy views unions as fascist. Yeah, Nick, that's actually a really good question. Because again, like I said, I have a clip from a Speakeasies panel where he came up, and I was on the panel during the time, and he gives another description for fascism. And it's interesting because I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same as it is in this. Now, I did speak with Grid about Searka, whatever. And I guess Grid has spoke to him before this debate and told him, you need to change your debate up, bro. And he didn't. He went in with the same thing for this debate. Got wrecked.
Yes, democratic welfare states do corporatism. They don't do fascist corporatism, though. If you knew that, you probably don't know.
So give me the easy delineation then with the fascist corporatism.
Sure. Again, fascist corporatism is going to be the state-authorized suppression of independent labor organizations. Sorry, my bad. Let me just make sure I get this correct again for you, okay? So we don't fuck it up. So generic fascism is going to be the interest representation of labor and state, labor companies and state through tripartite, okay? And then the Italian state is going to be like formal syndicate cooperations integrated into state governance explicitly at the constitutional level. So that means they're like state authorized companies to exist. It's like they give a private space.
Hang on. Did you just say specifically at the constitutional levels?
That's what it did.
Yeah. And so can you show me where Trump's doing that?
Constitutional levels doesn't mean constitution itself or legislative. You're just conflating what.
No, I'm just asking you how it's even constitutional at constitutional levels with Trump.
We don't say in fascist Italy, is it constitutional like that?
I didn't ask you that.
You kind of just implied it.
Okay, what does constitutional in this sense mean then?
Constitutional in the sense just means governmental, as in like because constraint breaking is what is necessary. Like he broke, and once he gained power, he explicitly wrote into his governance that this would exist. It wasn't corporatism anymore. Okay. Now Trump
got it.
Is doing it through executive order. That is literally constitutionally changing the government. Now, it's not the Constitution itself. It's not an amendment, if that's what you're trying to play the game at. But
I'm not trying to equivocate. I'm trying to not equivocate by using unambiguous language. So
yeah.
If I ask you what you mean by a thing,
terms matter. Definitions matter, guys. It is very important that we agree upon things, because if we don't, it doesn't matter.
That you say. So,
okay.
Just to make sure that
sorry, when I say we agree, I mean the majority of people, not just me and you, because I know that we all agree in my chat, except for maybe one or two. And then, of course, the people that don't agree, they don't agree. But as a majority, in order for a definition to be true, the majority has to agree upon that definition.
I got this correct. Trump is doing fascism because he has Trump RX, which is a pharmaceutical company.
Hey, his words of love. Thank you very much for joining me in your engagement. I really appreciate you being here for me. And of course, if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream, guys. We have 24 viewing and 18 likes, it looks like so far. Please like the stream.
Designed to save people money.
There's more. There's more.
Okay, what else? We'll do them one at a time.
You know, his CMS or with and what's the guy's name? The brainworm guy, Robert F. Kennedy. They're doing this new platform where they are doing healthcare related information so people can take their healthcare personal information and go to doctors, correct? Trump is essentially doing something similar like Trump RX, where he's asking companies hey, if you join this, then I'll give you some favors, right? But ultimately, they're going to be subordinate to
What
him.
favors?
So this is invest their money.
What? Yeah, no. What favors are they getting?
And what favors are they getting when they're investing into our economy that pays us in the end? I'm really confused on why he thinks that Trump is a fascist by by working with all of these different nations to build our infrastructure, our economy, and theirs in turn. That's not fascism. That's like Andrew had said at the beginning, he's barely a nationalist. What?
It's political favoring. That doesn't mean doesn't mean like
what political favors are they getting?
Trump is essentially giving them private exclusive access, denying the actual market because these people are willing to capitulate to him. That's what happened in fascist Italy.
So I'm sorry. These are private organizations who are of their own free will doing this, not being compelled by the state to do this.
Also,
wait, what? Did I just say we were engaged to? Wait, what? I don't think so. B, what's going on? What are you hearing?
Gave free will to the companies that he was giving.
He also did a compellence.
After he captured the state.
Yeah, he also did a compellence. So the thing is like what's really funny here, right? Is what we're trying to get to is the heart of this. Is like nobody's being compelled here. You're talking about private companies which are willing to work in unison with the state.
If they leave, do you think Trump would punish them?
I mean, maybe, depending on what they're doing.
He has a history of doing that?
I don't know for these particular companies.
You seriously don't know? Trump has quite a long history of being...
Again, history and presence are two different things. Things can change. People can change. Ideologies can change. And that's what we're here for, is to try to change people's views. So if people can change, just because Trump has had a history of anything is null and void when it comes to what we're talking about in the future. Now, of course, we can see habits, we can see trends, we can see a pattern, but we cannot say with certainty that something is going to happen.
Extremely petty and revengeful. Retribution is his thing.
So you're saying that Trump is going to these companies and saying either you join or else I'm going to do bad things to you?
No, he literally brought them into the White House and pointed at them and went, how much are you investing? And publicly, because that's what fascists like to do, because they're showing public, favoring. That's how you subordinate them. And there's Mark Zuckerberg going, we invested $200 billion next year. And what do you think that does to the private market?
So PR?
You think that's PR?
Literally, yes.
Okay.
Just PR.
I mean, bro, it could literally be taken as PR. Like, seriously, this is literally what people do to make sure that people understand that they're serious. That, if it were to be in a list of things and this were to be one of those things along the list of things, I could understand it being a concern. But just to pull it and then like it's a big thing is not a big thing, because this is how you show your subordinates, whether it be an employee, whether it be your child, whether it be anything. Sometimes you have to make an example of someone to make sure that someone else doesn't pull the same bull later.
Literally.
Seems to me like a little bit of a coercive process. I mean, why don't you just
What's
let
coercive
the
about
private
it?
market do it?
First of all, how do you compel did he compel them under law to go to the White House?
No. He offered them a safe...
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. I thought the left didn't like ableists. Searka literally just laughed at RFK for having a disease that he has no control over. A debilitating, from what I understand. I mean, I couldn't even imagine having to talk like that all the time. What wear is that doing on his vocal cords? What's going on with him that will end up having to be an issue later? And yeah, Nick, exactly. If it ends up with the best in Americans' intentions, we end up with the best deal. Why is that a problem? Why is that fascism? Because again, we're working with the other countries. It's not like he's like barring them from having anything to do with what we're making money off of.
So
we offered them a safe little syndicate away from other private companies.
Wait, that's crazy. So Trump, so hang on.
Right?
So Trump, hang on. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure I got it right. Let me make sure I got it right. So Trump says, hey, if you want to, you can come down to the White House, right? And then we can have a public discussion about this because it would probably be really good for your PR. And I want you to start investing more in the nation. And even though there's no coercion here, you can come in or go as you will. That somehow has anything at all to do with corporatism in fascist state. Are you serious?
I mean, it does by definition, because if
it
they
definitionally
leave, they
does
lose
not.
access.
It's just marketing.
They lose
PR.
access to that market.
Who's forcing them? Who?
I just told you they lose access to the market.
They didn't.
How?
How would they lose access to the market?
Because the only people who can actually do the CMS next generation digital health ecosystem are going to be the companies he chooses.
They can compete against that absent being part of that system. What are you talking about?
No, they cannot. Trump has already set the groundwork for this.
Show me that nobody can compete.
Voluntary platform governance.
Show me the proof that companies cannot compete against CMS. Go ahead.
I didn't say that. I said the
That's my point, though.
ecosystem.
You just said nobody's going to. All you're saying is that there's a coalition of companies who are coming together so that they can amass themselves as a larger conglomerate, which companies do all the time. But there's still endless amounts of competition against these people. What are you talking about?
Not build the digital health ecosystem.
Prove it. Prove nobody can compete against them. Prove it.
Because you have to be given the access by the White House to actually work on it, because it's sensitive information.
You don't listen.
It's governmental information.
External or can external private companies still compete against this conglomeration of companies or not?
In other markets, not in the digital
this
health
market.
ecosystem. No.
Why not?
Because we don't have one. You can't take personalized.
What do you mean we don't have one? We
record.
don't have online.
It was an olive jar, Jeffrey. It was an olive jar. He opened the pickle jar. What do you have to say about that? It was an olive jar. You got something to say about that now?
Pharmaceutical sales?
It's all you have. It's literally all you guys have. Oh, it's always the jar. It always goes back to the jar. My goodness, guys.
What are you talking about?
What? Every time you go to a doctor, you have to have them recheck again, right? It takes a long time.
Because you are number one, Stacy. You just are.
Time, right?
Recheck for. I don't even know what you're asking me
There's
right now.
no database that has all your personal records that you can just literally grab from a private company, dude. Are you not aware of this?
Well, okay, hang on a second. You're saying that I just want to make sure I got this right because you're jumping all over the place, but I'm pretty confident that I can go to the hospital tomorrow and they can pull my private record. Yeah, for all of my health.
They have to literally ask for it. There's no literal database, dude. That's like,
yeah, exactly. His words of love. Oh, haha, you're so weak because you couldn't remove a lid that was put on by a freaking machine. On top of that, Homestead, it was greased. Exactly. You can watch the clip and Naima tries to open it first. You can guarantee she's nervous, which means her hands were sweaty. We all know women love their lotion. So more than likely it was lotion and sweaty and it was greased up. Of course he wasn't going to be able to open it. Come on, guys.
Branching by a private company.
Okay.
It takes a long time on purpose because it's private, sensitive information.
What's stopping external companies from doing the same exact thing?
I mean, it's private information that's like super sensitive. So HIPAA violations, do you know what those are?
So then individuals would have to opt into this, right?
No, you're not allowed to do this because of safety, security reasons. But Trump is actually just blowing past all that and making a little ecosystem himself, which is totally crazy. Okay. And
so
he's
you're saying
only
that,
allowing
okay, now I think I understand the position.
to join.
Yeah. So the position is that Trump is going to violate everybody's HIPAA rights and create a national database of people's personal.
Yeah, and that's a possibility too. So even what I was saying might not even be possible or the reality. I'm a potato, just speculating. But like Stacy says, olives are really greasy. The olives themselves are greasy, and the jars are usually very greasy in her experience. I don't eat a lot of olives out of a jar, but I'm pretty sure I have experienced that in the past too. So that's possible as well. Now I want olives. Dang it. Yeah, Jesse, I'm with you.
Information. That's what you're saying?
I never said it was going to. It might. It seems to me like it's
so
pretty
you just made it up.
unsafe,
You
but-
just made the whole thing up. Literally,
No, I
you
didn't.
just made it all up. You just made it up
Bro,
on the
I'm
spot.
sorry you don't check his own website,
You
even though you
just
support
made
him,
it
bro. That's
up.
not my problem.
Is that what he's doing, or isn't it what he's doing?
It's not, because you haven't even read it.
So-
You don't even know what I'm
so
talking
what
about.
are you talking about? So what are you talking
Like-
about?
I can link you
He literally just admitted that he hadn't, like, what are you talking about, bro?
the videos if you want, so you can see RFK Jr. and them talk about it and do like the weird, point at like Zuckerberg thing. But it's, I mean, it's up to you, man.
Literally just made all of that up. You made it all up.
No, I didn't. I mean, you can say
Yeah,
that, it's
you
fine.
did. Okay, so then show me how Trump is blowing past HIPAA, blowing past government privacy, and collecting everybody's private data and giving it to private companies who join his syndicate. Show me.
Yeah, exactly, Egad. Data is sold every day. It's nothing new for this to be happening. It's nothing against Trump. This is not Trump doing it. I'm not sure what is going on right now. That is just the reality of the life that we live in today. And unfortunately, I'm not behind all of the greed that is behind the pushed ads to your phones and personalized marketing, the direct marketing. I'm not a fan of it.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. It's going to be, here you go. Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services. White House tech leaders commit to create patient-centric healthcare ecosystem. Press release July 30th, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy was on Andrew's nerves within his intro. He got on Andrew's nerves.
Because do you want to bring this up, or do you want me to do it?
Keep reading. Yeah, bring it up. Let's read.
Yeah, I'll send it to Speakeasy. I mean, this is not about the topic, I guess, but
It seems to be
It- it
central.
is- wait, wait,
It
it
seems to
is
be
doing it,
central
but
to
would
your
you
point that
concede this is
Trump
a
is
modern
instituting
form of
corporatism.
wait, wait.
What are you
If
talking
you
about?
do think this is corporatism, would you concede that this is a modern form of corporatism?
No,
Why not?
because it sounds like it's just a bunch of private entities who are willing to be contracted by the government to do a task.
Welcome in, Emily. I appreciate the engagement. My across the street Vietnam vet couldn't open an olive jar, and he's a beast. He was so pissed. I can only imagine if I had to if somebody came and tried to have me open a jar and I couldn't open it, I would feel terrible. So I can only imagine how Andrew felt after this, and it hasn't ruined him. It's not like it's a big deal for him. Life happens. Grease happens, bro.
That's interesting. Again, it's HIPAA
You
violation.
can
because-
cope laugh as much as you want, but you just made up an entire fairy tale and presented it as though it was true. And now we find out that none of that's even
Wait,
true.
so
You just
think these
presented
private
it like it
companies
was.
just came together at this point in time and went, why did we spend so much time asking hospitals to just ask for records? How come no one's done this? Do you think that's actually what happened, Andrew?
No, I think
It's
that
been
I think
50
that
years
there's
of us literally doing it this
I
slow
think
way,
that
and you're
there's
like, what the
tons
fuck?
and
This is
tons.
perfect.
No, that's I didn't even say anything like that. I don't know what you're even talking about at this point. You just make up as you go. But yeah, let's go ahead and read it. Predict.
His facts, his statistics, his proof. Trust me, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
Decades, bureaucrats and entrenched interests buried health data and blocked patients from taking control of their health. That ends today. We're tearing down digital walls, returning power to patients, and rebuilding a health system that serves the people. So during, let me make sure I scroll down some more, Speakeasy.
Mhm.
We have the
Sorry.
tools and information now available to empower patients to improve their outcomes for the healthcare experience. For too long, patients in this country have been burdened with healthcare systems that have not kept pace with the disruptive innovations that transform nearly every blah, 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 blah. Keep rolling down.
Mhm.
The administration's effort is going to focus on two broad areas: promoting a CMS interoperability, maybe framework to easily and seamlessly share information between patients and providers. And the problem with this is what? What is our issue here?
I mean, for one, the executive is doing this with. I mean, what does it say right below there? Do we see HIPAA enforcement interest or?
If an individual receives another individual's electronic protected health information error, generally OCR's primary HIPAA enforcement interests are ensuring that the affected individual and HHS receive timely HIPAA breach notifications. And the problem with this is what?
Well,
what is the problem here?
A bunch of companies have pledged, and the truth is that
so what?
They can't guarantee that.
Every time he does it, it doesn't sound. It's like so. It's almost girly. I mean, I have a girly chuckle too, so I don't have much to say, but it's kind of funny. Anyway,
so Trump is now creating a little.
Hang on. They're actually not saying they're guaranteeing it. They're just saying.
Why is the private market not doing this?
Hang on.
Why is Trump doing this?
Look, I just read it, dude. What it said
Why
was.
is Trump doing it?
Yeah, what it said was this specifically, because he probably wants to get rich. I don't know, but the thing is like it's not fascism, it's not corporatism. What this is a coalition of companies who came together over an idea, and it looks like what they want to do is they want to be able to instantly trade patient information in a much quicker way without violating HIPAA. Specifically said, we do not want HIPAA breaches, and we want to have added notifications if there are HIPAA breaches. So everything you earlier said was a completely made up fairy tale that you just pulled out of your.
It's not. I mean, I think you just haven't read it properly.
Okay. It's just, it's the problem is the.
That's so cringe, dude. He laughs at his own jokes in a way that's hard to watch. He has a short on his channel where he reacts to his own gotcha, and I can feel the corners of my mouth turning. Chaos theory. That is funny. I am right there with you. His laugh irritates me. It's just like, what is going on right now?
Interpreter. I mean, we just read the same thing, but okay. Yes, I guess.
It kind of was there. I mean, why is Trump doing this?
How is that corporatism again?
Why is the government itself through an agency, not just Trump directly, by the way, okay? Because usually it's done through like an agency that can have people who are experts handle this,
can we start with how this is just Trump directly doing this without any other government involvement whatsoever? Can we just start with that?
Yeah, the smugness in the laugh, Emily. It's so irritating. The arrogance of people. One of the biggest pet peeves that I have is arrogance. I know I don't know stuff. That's why I call myself a potato. Even when I try to bow up at people, I usually try to understand that I'm a potato. We need to understand that we're just people. We don't know everything in the world. It's not possible.
It's done at the top level and not done through the agency and through the people who know what they're doing.
I don't understand. The top level being what? The Trump administration?
We have a system in place that is predominantly private, but it's kind of like a contract thing, right? You know how agencies can kind of secure contracts and they're secure and they know that. It's
slow. You mean like this agency is?
No, the one that we use right now. It's slow.
It's for a good reason. What is with me today, guys? Holy cow! He could. Sorry. He keeps looking at me when he talks, and I feel like I need an adultier adult. Oh, chaos theory. That was funny. Yeah, Emily, smug, dumb people. Dumb people. That's just it. If you're smug and you know what you're talking about, you have some right to be smug and to be arrogant. But if you're dumb, it's just people can see it. Can you just be a little good faith? Just a little good faith? Yeah, Jesse, exactly. All right, sorry guys, I'll get back to the video.
It's secure. So Trump is trying to bypass that and do it in a corporatist way. He's creating a little safe space where companies can pledge voluntarily to join, but that kind of coerces them
How do
to
they
stay
be?
in it.
Oh, they can voluntarily join if they want to, but it's still coercive. Okay.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to actually work on it unless they join.
Yeah. Oh, they're not going to be able to work on this state-of-the-art project unless they join it. Wow, that's crazy. I never would have thought of that. They can't? Man, that's not.
Is that
Oh, my
bargaining?
God. They're not going to be able to work on the project if they don't work on the project? That's crazy. I didn't know
Is that bargaining? Is that bargaining?
Yes, that of course. Who's forcing
are
them
they
to work
bargaining?
on it? They are
If you can- if
bargaining,
you-
literally.
If
We'll
you're
work on it.
entering the state-authorized little sphere, what bargaining power do you have?
Well, hang on. You're talking about official bargaining through state apparatuses.
Is the executive branch not a state apparatus?
Sure is. How is this not bargaining, though?
Because they can't bargain.
What do you mean? Why can't they bargain?
What bargaining power does a company like Anthropic have in this circumstance?
They can
Let me
either.
tell you.
Well, okay, so they could do.
They can leave?
They could do a bunch of different things. They can not work on the project. They could work on the project. They could.
can't work on it at all.
They.
That's
Why?
not bargaining
Why do
power.
they need to though? I don't get it. Why is there some necessity that these companies need to work on this project? Exactly. I don't get it.
Because capitalism
Yeah.
is about competition in a free
They can
market
still
way,
compete.
right? How? They can't work on this unless they're in the state
They
authorized.
can make their own systems and they can pitch
No,
the
they
same
can't. It's a
systems.
governmental one. They need governmental state authority to do it.
Okay, so you're okay. Let's make sure I got this right.
Yeah.
The government authority is the only one who can give them the permission
You
to
just said it.
create a system in which they can share information quickly.
Yeah, what's really funny about that, Emily, is I thought the same thing, and I'm still have my speculations. But like I had mentioned earlier in the stream, I talked to Grid One Motorsports. If you don't know who Grid One Motorsports is, check his channel out. He's pretty based and cool guy too. But he was talking to to CCAR and was telling him like you need to change your debate up. And I was talking to Grid, and I was like, it sounded like he was just reading off of ChatGPT, and he's like, no, that's how he talks. This is how this dude talks. Like he's like a robot, dude. But I was laughing that Stacy said something I couldn't highlight, unfortunately. She says he's so slappable. He really is, though. He really is. When your TDS and arrogance are so strong that you disapprove your own point definitively, but still think you're correct. My God, these comments today are on fire. Barn, thank you for the engagement. Dude's voice is making me really drowsy. Exactly, dude. All right. During others' debates, CCAR types into Google the word he's trying to define, then takes one of the first listings, copies it, pastes it into chat, and attempts to gotcha. He doesn't hide it. Oh, really? He doesn't even hide it? So I was right? We were right, Emily. We were right. Yeah, everybody was convinced. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's see. Thinks a company needs government permission to be innovative, apparently. What? That's true. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, Nick, like that. Thanks, Homestead. I'm digging today too. Today's been fun. I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. All right, I'll get back to it.
Well, yeah, because it handles sensitive data, HIPAA violation data.
Okay, so the thing
TMS.
is, are you saying that no company right this second can go to whoever's in charge of healthcare and say, hey, look, I have a system here that could share this in a much quicker way without HIPAA violations, and they're not allowed to actually petition the government for that?
They can. They just have to prove it.
Then they can compete.
This is very true. L for this guy. L for CCAR. Maybe you're talking about me. I'm a creeper sometimes too, I guess. But yeah, that's all right.
Not in this one, though. They'd have to
Maybe-
petition
yeah,
with an
well,
entirely new
that's-
idea.
Listen, yes,
Also,
that's what
wouldn't Trump have-
competition is.
wouldn't Trump have
Here's
a
what you're
vested
saying right
interest?
now. Bro, what you're
Wouldn't
saying
Trump
right
have a
now is
vested
this.
interest
Hang
in
on,
the
hang on.
companies he gives the state authorization to?
I'll explain what you're saying right now because
Right?
this is so insane to me. So I
Yeah.
have Walmart and I go to a bunch of small companies and I'm like, hey man, if you want to participate in my logistics program, right, then you need to become a part of the Walmart family. right?
Is
And a
Walmart
bunch of
government?
them were like, "Nah, I don't really want to do that." And a bunch of them were
Is
like,
Walmart a
"Hey,
government?
hey, this sounds really good. I think
Is
that
Walmart a government?
chill out, bro. Let me finish."
I
And
I
I
can
say,
end your
"Chill out,
little
chill out,
tangent.
chill out." So I say, "Hey, man, right? You can do this if you want to. You cannot do this." These other companies can then go and compete against me with logistics. In this particular case, too, this is an initiative. This is just an initiative. That's it. It's not even a thing which is done. It's just an initiative to do a thing. Why couldn't
Monopoly,
other
yeah.
companies
Is that a
petition the government? Why couldn't other
Is
major
that a government?
pharmaceuticals petition the government to do something like this? Why not?
Because the government has total control over the outcome of the company. So, like, Walmart's not a government. They don't have political
The
control,
government
right,
doesn't have
Andrew? They
control
can't
over the
make
outcome of
laws.
pharmaceutical
They
companies.
can't, like, they're not the executive branch. They don't have the ability to literally punish other.
Yeah, sorry, Emily. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. Apparently, Stacy's a good friend of mine, I guess. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you standing up for me. Glad we cleared that up. I'm in a fighting mood, says Stacy. Nah, Emily's good. I can tell that she's a good heart. I appreciate you being here and in the engagement that I've gotten from you, Emily. Welcome to the Tater Nation. If you stick around, I hope that I can keep people around. If you're not part of my Discord and you're a part of Discord, feel free to join the Discord and we'll see if we can keep you entertained.
Companies,
They're
right?
not. Who are they punishing? Tell me who they're
They
punishing.
can't. That's why I'm saying your analogy is stupid, because they're not the government.
No, who is the executive branch punishing? Nobody.
The executive branch can.
Wait,
That's the course. of nature of it.
Walmart can do the exact same thing in this instance.
Walmart can legislatively and through
Walmart can take a
executive
loss.
anything.
Walmart can take a loss on a product just to put your out of business. They can do that.
Okay,
Yeah, they can
they
punish
can
you. They can give you economic.
Yeah, that's the good thing about private corporatization. Like, you can do that, right?
All sorts of little economic sanctions.
There's
But
no
the
way
thing
of
is,
making this argument right now.
there's no way here that you can square. This is just an initiative. You're just talking about an initiative. Nothing's even happened yet. One, two. It sounds to me like this is just in the formulation process. Like this isn't even a business that's legitimate yet, and yet it's
the
so
formation of
corporatism.
corporatism, right?
It's not
Formation of
corporatism.
corporatism.
There's nothing
It
corporatist
is
about it.
corporatism by
It's just
definition,
private
actually,
interests
bro.
coming together to solve
No,
a
this is-
problem.
Corporatist means you take a government function and give it to a private company. By definition.
Oh Lord. No,
Do you
by
not know that?
by definition, that's not what corporatism means.
That's what corporatist means.
Okay, I'll Siri. If anybody's reading these comments and wondering what they're talking about, Fawcett, this was a conversation we had in my Discord earlier. And it was about how dyslexia causes you to read things differently, right? And so we went on this tirade about different ways that you can read fascist. And Fawcett was one of them. I think I put faced hard. Sorry, guys. But it was fun. If you aren't part of the Discord, please join the Discord. It's a good time.
Corporatism is
And let's see. Stacy, you've been away practicing your communication skills. No need to apologize. You're good.
another specific side of generic interest bargaining.
Which
on
is
behalf
what
of
I
labor,
just said.
company,
Corporatism does not mean
and
that.
state.
So I was right again.
But also did not have the corporatism that you were talking about
Corporatism's
until
the
after
control
state
of a state
capture and
or organization by large
after
interest
they
groups.
took power, right? So how do you diagnose fascism? It also had some corporatist or corporatism leading up to when they took power.
Because we know what he was moving towards.
Well, this is Trump moving towards it as well.
No,
You
he's
just can't see the
not.
landscape
No,
yet.
that's ridiculous. It's not moving towards fascism. It's not even moving
guess you
towards
just can't wave it away.
corporatism.
Hey, Grid, thank you very much for the engagement, man. I appreciate you dropping by. I know you're busy today. Again, if you haven't checked out Grid One Motorsports, he's another based, awesome guy to check out. He's been doing some open panels, I want to say, and doing stuff too. So check his channel out. Definitely hit him up. All right, let's see. Back to it.
I mean, you won't know until afterwards because you can't diagnose it with your definition. It sucks.
Well, I don't even understand how your definition diagnoses this as being a fascism in any way, shape, or form, or anything even akin to it.
I mean, it starts with the hyper-nationalistic palingenesis, and I think it definitely satisfies. You seem to not think so, but again, humiliation.
Awesome. How did it go? How did your match go? Did you win? did you crush it? I'm sure you did, man. Lucky.
Restoration, then moral body, becoming an organism, invasion, emergency, leader of principle.
Yeah, but no mythos that you're appealing to.
Contamination.
No
all
mythos.
Of these coming together to create a political liturgy that's massive, denying truth, dissenting loyalty, making them betrayal.
Politics in general?
No.
Yeah, because you missed the key part, which is the appeal to a mythology, the mythical center. Yeah.
The moral group who thinks they have a destiny, okay, as an organ of
What's
the country.
The mythos? What is the mythos?
It depends.
Yeah, because you can't name it. Like I can name in Italy, it was Rome. That was the mythology that they were moving
interrupted
towards.
me, but I can.
Got you, Grid One. I appreciate the engagement, man. Don't text and drive for sure. But I definitely want to know how it went. Maybe we'll chat or something sometime. Appreciate you, man.
Name one for you right now. How about Christian?
Hey, Tyler, thank you very much for the engagement, man. I appreciate you dropping in. What's up, y'all? Been doing chores all day, but I've been here listening. Oh, all right, on. I appreciate you listening and the engagement when I got you. Got you up on the TV. Nice. Front and center. Oh, that's good. Jesse, I'm glad that my giggle isn't cringe. Because sometimes I'll be like, hey. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Sorry.
Nationalism.
What is it?
Christian nationalism.
I'm
going to ask.
Okay, now I'm getting some people in the chat. Hey, Avarice, it is good to see you, buddy. I'm actually going to be covering a clip with you and me in it. That is awesome that you're here. I hope you stick around, man.
How is that a mythology? That's an emergent ideology.
I'm going to ask you that question from earlier, okay?
Wait,
that
that's an emergent ideology. That's not a mythos.
Andrew, we only have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. So let me ask you this question.
Wait, hang on. Christian nationalism is a brand new emergent ideology. It is not a mythology being appealed to by modern executive branch presidents for fact. That's insane. What are you talking about?
Fine. I disagree. I mean, you kind of say the country was founded on Christianity, not secularism.
And
right?
Protestantism. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so that's kind of appealing to a mythical past because that's not what happened.
Not
but
mythical.
It's not the point.
It's not mythical. That
It's
did
fine.
happen.
You're mobilized in a way I can see, but
That was
here,
a
let me
are you saying we didn't have a pan-Protestant nation?
we have a Christian nation, but the government is not Christian. Okay, in that sense, it doesn't actually legislate on Christianity. No, obviously.
At the federal level.
I mean, even at the state level, there was some state religions.
The banana and rice. It always gets me. Love it. Tyler, Grid 1. Tyler says, I'm sorry I didn't join you last night, Grid. I will next time for sure. Just wanted to let you know of that if you're driving and you're not able to pay attention to the screen. I know that you can't chat. So I wanted to give you that shout out there. Stacy says, Avarice, like we don't know already who you are. But at the same time, we've got some different people in my chat and viewing. And so he does have a right to say who he is. We love Avarice, right? Well, no homo, bro. You may not know I am Avarice. Exactly, Avarice. Good to have you, buddy. Exactly, the whole bananas and rice. All right, getting back to this, we'll finish this up real quick and then we'll move on.
Obviously, yeah, we federalized secularism of the country.
No, not at the beginning.
No?
For most of the history of the United States, not just the beginning.
Okay. Do you want to go back to that though? I guess whatever that is.
What?
Christian
nationalism. Christian nationalism is not an ideology which is even an askance of moving back towards a thing. It's an emergent ideology, which at its
fascism
core
is also not something that actually goes back. It just talks about the past to mobilize people about the past.
Yeah, but it has some mythos that's pointing to. This has no
Like
mythos.
the
This
of the
was
country?
in fact a pan-Protestant nation. That's not mythology. That's not a mythos we're pointing to.
All right. Finally finished that one up. Okay. So now I'm going to bring up it was a panel that I was on Speakeasy after a debate that Dave had with this gentleman in the top right, Lethe Water Kai or some weird name like that. And so I'll cover this a little bit, but we'll start out with the first because I asked Searka his version or for his definition of fascism, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
let's have the definition of fascism.
But you don't know what the First Reich was.
Sure. It's a palingenetic, hyper-nationalistic state that usually has
There we go.
a consolidation of private
Here we go.
with a strong leader with clear and...
I can already tell he's just inflating this definition to fit what he wants it to fit, right? Because we all know the fascism definition, where it started as, was just basically nationalism. We love our nation, we love our people, that kind of thing. And then it devolved into what they used it as, right? But when they defined the definition of fascism, it wasn't what they then played it out to be, right? So you do have to be a little concerned with people being a fascist without showing that they're a fascist at the first. But there's a lot of criteria to do with this, right? All right.
Usually perverse rhetoric, abusing patriotism, which you fucking fucks fall for. And then it usually has a radical...
Now demonstrate it.
Coming from the guy that hasn't served, by the way. He's going to lecture us on patriotism.
Sorry, did I
Go
talk
ahead.
too fast, or was my answer too much for you? Are you too stupid to fucking understand?
No, you're
what I
making
said?
like contradictions left, right, and center.
Oh yeah, what are they? Tell me them. Let's go.
Like trying to claim that you know about patriotism when you won't even consider, like you
That's
thought it
not
was a stupid
contradiction,
question to
you're not
ask.
just
Would you
making a
consider?
statement, you fucking idiot.
no,
Yeah, exactly. Chaos. I was pretty sure that was what the case was that night, because of the way that it would just hyper nationalism and all that. He just inflated it. We'll jump forward here a little bit because I want to cover the actual debate with the Speakeasy. Let's see, did I cover
you
his?
haven't even served, but you're
Yeah, he gave us his. We'll go ahead
going
and
to
play
lecture
it.
us. It's like the atheists when they lecture the Christians and tell the Christians what they believe. It's a farce.
Where are my contradictions?
I was just asking, have you even
Where are
been?
my contradictions?
Have you
bitch?
even
I
been?
heard you say we'll go
Yeah,
back
the
to
fact
even
that
done
you're
jury
claiming to be the arbiter of patriotism, but you yourself have done no patriotism, sir.
Not even
You've done no
jury
service.
duty.
But
What
I
I'm saying
can
is,
guarantee you
have
that
you
your
even
ass
done
in
jury
strange blood and
duty?
soil is not one, bro.
Have you done
sorry.
jury duty?
The principle of willing to put your life on the line for your country, for your blood, and for your soil, that is an honorable principle, sir.
There we go.
Yeah, and I love how Avarice takes to him and starts to pound him with some actual facts here. Good job on that, Avarice. Let's see. He's explaining the criteria and you're mocking him for it. Oh, hello. Welcome in to the chat. He's explaining the criteria and we're mocking him for it, huh? Okay. So again, this is where terms matter. Definitions matter. That definition is not a definition I'd ever heard before. So how many definitions of fascism is there?
I guess you just admitted.
Have you taken part in jury duty?
Yeah, one sec.
Do you really like jury duty that much?
One sec. See your card. Do you drink water?
Kind of service.
One sec, Avarice. See your card. Do you drink water?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, the Nazis drank water. That means you're a Nazi.
Not.
See how retarded that was? Do you see how retarded?
See how we can tie everything back to everything if we want to, right? Teriak seems to be louder than everyone else on the panel. Yeah, he must have a good mic or something because I don't think there's any way to turn the volume down on Speakeasy's side or anything like that.
Us make that leap. Yeah, so the same way that you're trying to do this jab, oh, he's a fascist, don't listen to him. It's the same thing.
You are, bro. Why don't you just admit it? Why are you being a bitch? Just admit it.
What do you mean when you say someone's a fascist? Like, what
Are you
like, what do
admitting
you
you're a
mean by
bitch,
that?
Cigar?
I think he is because he wants to say it. He just wants
He
to say
can't
it.
be a
What's the
fascist. He's
fascist?
got pink tips.
What's a
This dude's
fascist?
like on the cusp, bro. He literally edges himself every day, I think, because he wants to say.
Ad hom. It goes right to the fallacies because you can't debate. And so I'll go ahead and jump forward here after we listen to Avarice give him a little bit of a beating there. We'll jump forward to where Speakeasy starts to engage him and just wrecks him, just demolishes
Get the
him.
Did he not
definition
just
here so I
invest
can
5%
explain
of
to him
government
how
money
he's
into
wrong.
Intel?
Okay, so I wanna just let me go through these for a second.
I love this. It's so funny. All right. Before we get into that, Tara, appreciate you being back. And Ryan, are you in pursuit in disguise? I'm curious of that as well. Joseph, thank you very much for joining me in the engagement, buddy. I really appreciate you being here. Looks like that's everybody in the chat so far. So we'll go ahead and get back to it here in just a second. And yeah, exactly. Ryan, would you like to debate? Because we are welcome to debating you. We just need to have it a structured debate so that it actually goes forward and not just like the other night on the panel where it was enjoyable. I would rather not do that anymore. Come on, play.
Okay, so we start with the let's start with the palingenetic
Palingenetic, yeah.
Yeah, palingenetic, whatever. So
I'll go ahead and say thanks for joining me, birds. Birds aren't even real, guys. Have you looked into that rabbit hole? It's an interesting one. Welcome in, buddy. I appreciate the engagement in the chat. I've seen you around on all the other YouTube streamers, so I'm glad that you found me, and I hope to keep you around. I don't like, shilling myself too much, so when people come across me, I hope to keep them around. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to this.
When Obama was running, his,
John Castle, you have a PhD. You probably should fucking learn what fascism is. Then your comment's fucking stupid.
Okay. Obama during the 2008, right? His message heavily leaned on how we were, in a
Interesting, Stacy. He calls him the genie. I'm curious why. I like Speakeasy, all right. He's an interesting feller. I guess him and Grid have had some issues. And I don't know the details of it. If Grid, you're still watching, I respect you a lot. So I don't want to, make it seem like I'm taking Speakeasy's side or anything. I just liked this panel and I was on it, so I wanted to cover it. Let's see. Yeah, birds aren't even real. I missed the later part of this one. Oh, okay. Fascism equals a governmental system led by a dictator having complete power, forcibly suppressing oppression and criticism, regimenting all industry, commerce, etc., and emphasizing aggressive nationalism. Thank you very much for that definition. That's actually a fairly good definition from what I'm understanding. So I appreciate you putting that in. Let's see. Yeah, Homestead, I know. Not everybody enjoyed that panel, and that's why I say I don't want to do that anymore. That was not where it was enjoyable at the time, and I say that just because otherwise I would cry. I don't want to do that anymore. That wasn't my once I really thought about it and then I contemplated on it, that wasn't the way I liked it. Trey Salor, birds are real. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that there are some people that believe this, and I've gone down that rabbit hole. It is an interesting rabbit hole to get down, is all I'm saying. Australia isn't real either. Exactly. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and ignore you in the chat for a minute so we can finish this.
An economic collapse. We had war fatigue from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Sure.
There was a political
hyper-nationalistic?
division, loss of Americans' moral standings, right? There was
Did he call for a new state?
Yeah, there was a decline framing here, right?
Did he call for a new state?
Well, wait a minute. Let's.
I appreciate that, Grid. I've known you longer than I've known Speakeasy. I've saw you put in your takes on the whatever for years, and I know how based you are. So where I respect what you're saying, I have a lot of respect for you, my man. Again, anybody that hasn't checked out Grid 1, please go check him out and give him some love. He needs it. Not that I think he's doing bad. He deserves it. There we go. Not need it, deserves it. There we go.
Step by step here, did he frame it as we were a system that is broken?
Yeah.
Okay. And was there a promise to any rebirth? Maybe with things like a slogan like "change we can believe in." Does that sound like you wanted change, sir?
It does, yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't call it hyper-nationalistic, though.
Ooh, and was his leadership framed as a vehicle for the restoration of this change?
He was the leader of the movement. You're correct.
Oh, so he was a symbol that it was to be a generational change, a black president. Oh my God, amazing, right? So
now satisfy the other
so the
three.
key logical conclusion here is Obama actually kind of fits
No,
into
you
the
need to satisfy the other
fascist,
three. Fascism is honestly not something that we can just define easily, right? So
I know that's why.
I was waiting for that part so that I could highlight this comment. Kokomo CJ, thank you very much for the engagement. I believe that you're new. So I hope to keep you around as all the new people. I would like to keep you around. But it says Searka admitted today that it's really difficult to define fascism. I don't know why you would do this debate if you can't define it. What's really funny is, again, like we just got done with, he got wrecked with Andrew. After this, he got schooled by Speakeasy, and then he went on to go get schooled by Andrew. It was funny to me. Let's see. Jesse, Joseph Romano says, Jesse, I don't know. She's smart and somewhat different. She says things like, I like Andrew and he's right, but sometimes I don't like it. So he's right, but I don't like it. I don't have to like it. Okay, I got you. Must be a conversation in the chat. Yeah, Avarice dying on the panel is killing me. I didn't pay attention to it, Chaos, at first. And then when I realized what was going on, Rowdy has fallen asleep, this gentleman next to Teriak, and you can hear him snoring every once in a while. And that's what Avarice is having a just laughing his ass off. But it's funny because it seems like he's laughing at the interaction. And so I start to notice and I start to laugh because it's objectively funny, let's admit it. But yeah, he's laughing at Rowdy.
I'm using your
You
definition.
just did, didn't you?
That's fine.
I'm using
Now
your
satisfy the other
definition.
three. Where is the radical exclusivity? Where
The
is
radical
enemy?
exclusivity? Well,
There it was. Did you hear it? Let's see. Oh, nice. Kokomo's from Cool Vic. Right on, gamer. I appreciate you letting me know. I kind of thought that would be where they'd come from. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right on. Joseph says Jesse, but she is also half sister. Oh, okay. So she's going on to the whatever tonight. That is awesome. I'll definitely have to check it out. I'm excited about that now. Yes, Coco, you are absolutely welcome here. Anyone is welcome at Tater Nation. I don't care if we disagree or not. We need to have more logical conversations and debates. I just don't like the bad faith debaters that come on and just expect to get a gotcha. That's not my cup of tea. But I want to see anybody that wants to get into the debate scene become part of Tater Nation or Tyler TV. If you haven't checked out Tyler TV, check that channel out as well. We need to help each other out any chance that we get, as well as Trey Salor. He is also a streamer on his own as well. So what's wrong with fascism? Is fascism, if fascism was used for moral good, would it be bad just because it's fascism? That's a good question, Trey. That's something that I actually dug into a little bit before I started my stream. That's why I say what they defined it as, what it was defined as in the first place, was nationalism, essentially. Why would that be a bad thing? Now, if taken the wrong way, yeah, of course, that's a bad thing. Let's see. Christopher, Andrew Wilson can't crush. He can't even open a can of freaking pickles. It was an olive jar. Get it right. If you're going to get on that one little topic and try to get him for it, get it right.
let's put it in the part where Obama said that deportation is a must. How strong borders is a must. Did you guys forget Obama said that? Did you guys forget that? Obama was huge on deportation of illegal immigrants. You remember that?
He was, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Because
Do you also
the largest
remember that he
immigration
dropped
crisis in
more
the country was
drones on
2001.
other countries than any president ever in the history of presidents?
That is because we had the largest immigration crisis in this country's history in 2001.
Right.
But our immigration problem now isn't a problem? What? Okay. Yeah, chaos. That's why he's cracking up, man. Avarice, you're funny, man. If you're still in the chat, you're a good guy. I like you. Not like that though. Oh no, homo, bro.
Collapse. He framed a rebirth. He put a division. He put us against an enemy, the illegal immigrant.
No,
is
that's a regular
Obama a
fucking function of the country.
fascist?
That's a regular function of the country.
Is Obama a fascist?
It's okay
No.
when Obama does
If Trump's a fascist, Obama's a fascist. Because they fit the same
No.
thing. I mean,
I'm
I've
having a hard
literally
time
been
arguing
pointing out your definition of fascism and
You
how
did not point
Obama.
out any of my
Gave the
definition of it.
definition, bro. We're just using it.
I don't think there's even remotely
Exactly.
a chance that you think that that's accurate, right?
Wait, I'm
He's the
literally
reporter in
showing.
chief, bro.
I've demonstrated
Obama is
how
hyper
Obama fits
nationalistic.
your
Obama
fits your
consolidated
definition.
private and state.
What? Sorry.
Obama consolidated private and state, and is hyper nationalistic. He called for the rebirth.
Yes,
of a new
hyper
nation.
nationalistic.
He
Yes.
called for a new nation. Are you
Yes,
serious?
hyper nationalistic. Dropping
called for a new
bunch of
nation.
drones on other countries. I would say you're
Jesse,
pretty
if Trump is-
hyper-nationalistic.
Okay, Obama's drone use would have happened if Planck from Ed, Edd and Eddy were president, because technology was rapidly advancing then. I'm sure you probably would know this, right? You know, the iPhone was released 2008. Drone technology, we only had 15 Reapers. Sorry, not Reapers. Those are the new ones. We only had 15 of the Predator.
That's actually a good point, Trey. To be fair to Wilson, it was an olive jar. Those olives have a long shelf life. That jar was probably canned in the 1950s and just hit the shelves, which means that that lid was probably pretty tight. TIT tight. Sorry. Yeah, if we got, wow, we've got quite a bit of viewers and we've only got 29 likes. Come on, guys. We got some turnips in the chat. Let's get us all up to spuds. Tighter nation, right? Let's get it going. Let's go.
Drones with combat equipment in 2001. We mostly had reconnaissance ones. So naturally, as Obama became president in 2008, drone technology just became, oh, wait, what's that word? More advanced. So we had more of it. So you could have had Planck from Ed, Edd and Eddy be fucking president, and we would have had more drone strikes. So thank you.
As I mentioned later, he brings up Ed, and Eddy as a reference and then thinks we're going to listen to him for 5 seconds. Like, really, dude? You lost credibility when you referenced that. You could have referenced anything else and stayed credible, but I understand what you're getting at, what you're trying to do, because it's so ridiculous. They could have even done it, but dude, really? Whoever isn't liking the stream is a cauliflower French fry, and veggies suck. Cauliflower French fry. Ooh, that'd be gross. Yeah, Tara, this guy is a turd. Birds aren't even real. Shout out to the Plank. Yeah, right. I remember that show. I missed that show a little bit. I know it's still probably playing, but I'm not I'm not a kid like that anymore.
Telling us how
Okay,
stupid everything is right now.
okay, that's a good assumption and assertion you
It's
just
not an
made
assumption.
and all
It's
of that.
just a fact. You can go to the DoD website and figure this out. They've actually written a lot about this.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Let's just go with this. Did Obama expand executive power?
In some ways, yeah, I would say.
Oh wait, he did. He did that
Obamacare is
too.
somewhat unconstitutional. Yeah.
Snap,
son. Hold on. Did Obama?
I mean, if you guys think I'm a leftist, you guys are also.
Did
fucking
Obama
stupid,
So you
right?
being
Like,
a
I'm
leftist?
independent.
So you holding a standard on Trump that you won't hold on Obama?
Bingo.
I have a standard I hold to both of them. Trump failed it.
No.
Obama
Well, if
execute American
Trump
Trump
failed it,
failed it.
Obama fails it the same
Yes, he
way.
did.
No, I don't think so. You haven't really overcome that burden yet. Keep trying though. You might get there.
Keep trying what?
Eventually.
Demonstrating that it fits. your
Obama has somehow
definition? I don't
overcome
have
my
to
burden.
try.
Of him
That
being a
was pretty
fascist.
I don't have to try. That was pretty simple. That was pretty easily done, bro. I don't know why you're sitting there coping now at this point.
No, you've definitely not proved it yet. You're not even close. Trump has definitely failed it though. And I could probably
What are you even talking about, bro? Joseph Romano, the sexual innuendo of Angry Beaver, I'm assuming, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. The sexual innuendo was smexual innuendo. I don't know what they let us say here anymore. Jesus. that was lost on me until I was older is uncanny. And I completely relate to that one for sure. I was, again, if you haven't seen my streams, I was born and raised LDS. I was a Mormon until I became 18. I dropped away from the church. So I was a good little boy. If you want to believe that, right? Let's see. Most of the shows we watched as children did that for the adults, babysitting us so that they had something to entertain themselves with. Chaos Theory. That's a possibility. And it could also be pushing an agenda, right? Who knows? Alsto 9506. I think you might be new in the chat. I don't recognize your name. Thank you very much for the engagement, and I hope to keep you around. Welcome to Tater Nation. I'm not a leftist, but I argue like a leftist. Exactly, right? Zekar, I'm not a leftist, but everything he said was leftist talking points. Exactly. Thank you very much for the engagement there, buddy. And if I ever misgender anybody, please don't take it personally. I'm a potato. His agenda-based perspectives are glaring. Easy did a good job calling him out. Exactly, Nick. That's why I wanted to give Speakeasy a shout out, Avarice a shout out. They both did an amazing job of just wrecking his view on this. It was just absolutely funny, I guess, is all I can say. And Teriak does a good job as well with his hypotheticals that he pulls out.
Argue every one of you
You're
at the
wrong,
same
but
time.
I'm right. Speakeasy.
Yeah, that's what you want to believe.
Also, bear in mind, he has to.
Anyways, the whole thing with this, like, the problem is many modern presidents have expanded executive power in certain areas.
Oh, okay. Also, I apologize. Again, I'm a potato. I don't have a very good memory, I guess. If you've been here before, thank you very much for coming back. I hope to keep you coming back and appreciate the engagement. Let's see, Gamer, I've been raised not with religion, but my family is Christian. I want to go to church, though, but nobody in my household but me and my father do. Well, Gamer, I understand that. I do hope that you can find somebody that will help you understand things. I appreciate the engagement, guys. Let's see. All right.
Sorry, did
And
Obama
especially when it
impound
comes
federal
to
funds?
national security. So this like
Did
statement
Obama
of
impound federal funds?
consolidation of power equals fascist.
We don't really like answering questions here that we don't like, do we? Did Obama
You
impound
didn't
funds?
ask me a question. Sorry, I didn't. Or
Did
if you did, it
Obama
started while I was
impound
talking.
funds?
Well, maybe don't talk over everybody, and so they can actually hear you talk, and so they can respond to you. But instead, you talk over everybody, you filibuster, and then all we hear is just meh, 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 and we can't respond to anything, and then you think you look smart because we didn't respond to all of your points. The Gish Gallop, yes, the Gish Gallop is the perfect example of sophistry debate. If you really want your points to be driven home, give them one at a time and drive them home. It's all that simple. It's really that simple. Yeah. I was telling him earlier, Grid One, thanks for the input. Seekar came on my show the week before and got wrecked there as well. I didn't realize he had gotten wrecked. I knew that you guys had spoke and you were like, you need to change your debate up or else you're gonna get wrecked, and he did. But yeah, thanks for the engagement and that feedback. I appreciate that. That's funny.
I didn't hear it.
Did Obama impound funds?
Did Obama what?
Impound funds.
Impound funds?
Appropriations from Congress.
Oh, so it's specific to that?
No, it's just something. We can continue if you like. I can move on to something else. There's a lot of them.
Bear in mind, he also has to show how I'm a fascist too. With
Has
his
Obama,
definition.
at his own?
Now everybody has started to realize that Rowdy is sleeping. I'm pretty sure Lethe Kai has started to notice. I started to notice at this point in time. I was realizing what he was laughing at.
Own rallies sold equipment or like material that says he's going to run for a third term unconstitutionally. Has that happened? Are you aware of this? I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm trying to.
Yo, Trump
What was
2028,
with
Let's go.
Can you tell me?
So if you care about the Constitution, you probably wouldn't say that, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Just point that out, man.
Is Rowdy snoring? Okay. Let
Oh,
me,
quiet now.
I've been laughing this whole time.
You understand that the founders didn't really want that to happen.
He's been snoring for like 15 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
I was coming up here to say, you get gouty.
Why do you think I've been laughing the whole time? I'm just hearing this guy spurring, and all I hear is.
I'll take that as no contest.
Oh,
well,
man.
There's other people talking at the same time, and
I know. I'm talking to everyone. I've noticed. But
So what is impounded?
I'm talking to everyone, I noticed. Like, that was a surprise. You came up onto a panel with 8 freaking people that were all basically on the same side, other than maybe Lethe Kai. And Lethe Kai, he doesn't talk much. Even in the debate that he had with Dave, Dave was able to just not bulldoze him like in a bad way, but he just wrecked him in that debate too. I might go over that at some point in time as well, just to give Dave some press. But yeah, that was a funny debate. If you haven't seen that, check out Speakeasy. Check out the debate with Dave Alyssa and Lethe Kai on the Renee Good shooting. It was a good time. And then, of course, this 7-hour panel after that with me on it is pretty funny. There will be some clips and stuff of that going out about me. So keep an eye out for that, I guess.
Let me make sure you're what you're saying when you ask me.
Impoundment is an act that was passed by Congress to stop Nixon.
So
in Trump.
So when a president refuses to spend money that Congress has already appointed, right?
Yeah.
Did Obama ever do that? Yeah. So there wouldn't be a major case where Obama.
He never did.
Wait. So let me finish the answer, right?
Sure.
There was also.
Yeah. When I realized what he was laughing at, and I started to hear I'm like, I know that feeling. Well, I haven't ever fallen asleep, but again, if you're not part of my Discord, join the Discord. We have all sorts of stuff going on. One of those things that we have going on typically is voice channel activity. And we've had a couple of people be so involved in the conversation that they fall asleep on the voice channel. That's been fun. And again, if you're not part of it, come join us. It is a good time. We have movie nights and we have game nights. We Bible study. All sorts of stuff I'm trying to get going in my Discord. So it's somewhere to go of a social media, but it's not like Facebook. It's not like Instagram. It's not like X. It's not like all the garbage stuff. I'm very heavily Christian based. I try not to preach on my channel as much, but I want to be able to share my gospel, my God, with everyone. So if you're not part of the Discord, please join the Discord. And I'll see what we can do about getting you set up on debates or Christianity or anything that you want to do. It's all around, right? I don't have a niche. It's Tater Nation for everyone.
So there was a lot of defense spending adjustments. There was the
internally through the
Affordable Care Act that the implementation of it was delayed to fuck. So
Correct.
You're right. There's no major case where Obama impounded the funds, but there's still a lot of adjustments and reprogramming that happened
Those
under
are
Obama.
Congressionally fine and constitutional, so not the same thing.
Oh, what is unconstitutional about Trump?
Impounding is unconstitutional.
Yeah. How so?
Yeah, Seeker is very disingenuous in all of his debates that I've seen him do. There's nothing really genuine about what he does. I've noticed that everyone can read my public chat. Yeah, so I keep the live chat replay on my so that as I'm interacting with people in my chat, you can go and you can see who I'm interacting with. So if you don't like your chats being viewed publicly, please be aware of that. I apologize if that's an issue. Now that I've got the highlight, that might change where I get to highlight you guys and show the love that I want to when I'm interacting with you. So that might change. But Nick says, I call debaters like CCAR newsletter debaters. They crumble under scrutiny. Bingo. Nailed that right on the head. Let's see. Don't care about getting any press, Dave. I understand. It's not necessarily that I want to give you press. It's more of that I just want to give you the credit that you deserve for just wrecking that debate. Yeah, Gamer. So you have to be a mod to be able to drop links in the Discord or in the chat. So just so you know, it keeps that spam stuff at bay. But if you're not part of the Discord, the link is in the chat now. Please join that Discord, and we again have a good time there. Yeah, Pterodactyl, 'tis a good time. Yeah, people don't check the description. I understand, but I have it down there, and that's why we post it in the chat all the time, as much as we can. And Alsto, I really want to know why I'm getting I by C-Car. I don't swing that way. Yeah, exactly. Chaos Theory mentioned that earlier. I need an adult here, adult. What is going on?
So when the Congress has appropriated funds to these agencies, the agencies do have some leeway to adjust how they're done. But you don't get to simply just refuse. That's what impoundment means.
Well, that's why we have the judiciary system. They can declare that unconstitutional and revoke that.
Oh, yeah, that happened?
No, they can do that. That's what the judiciary
is. Oh, did it happen, though? I'm sorry. Did
it doesn't matter if it happened or not. You were pulling hypotheticals, so he did. He just wanted to give you a little bit of your own medicine, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. But, bro, that is a possibility. So it doesn't negate his position just because it didn't happen. Come on.
That's what it's for. They can do that.
Oh, no, did it happen? Did it?
No.
It's neither here nor there.
No, yeah, you're right. There you go. Okay. Great. Now we can stop talking, right?
Did you deny that?
Like his stupid cringe laugh. I just finally got tired of it. I was like, like, it doesn't do much, does it, bro? It's not a rebuttal. It's just a gay laugh. Let's see. Yeah. So again, if you're not part of the Discord, join the Discord. It's in the chat. If you're not a mod, you can't necessarily put things in the chat, but I appreciate you, Gamer.
Revoke anything.
I mean, why are you just assuming?
I'm waiting for C-Car to get to the part where he shows me the Constitution explicitly forbidding the impoundment. Go ahead.
Right. It's now unconstitutional because of congressional law. Congress made laws, so that's what they're given in the Constitution.
Exactly. Chaos. He sounds like he's deflating when he giggles. And then the reaction of Avarice here is just so spot on. It's just like, we're all like, oh my God, dude. Are you going to get done? Are you going to land your plane at any point in time? Or are you just going to filibuster continuously through the night? Something is deflating on him. What that is, I don't know if we want to know, right? Exactly.
It's not, if you're looking for literally impoundment in the Constitution, man, you're going to be looking a long time. I can help you out. It's not in there.
Well, that's what
I know it's not in there. That's why I asked it.
Yeah, but also the power to Congress, though, is, right? Or did you skip that part?
Oh, no, I didn't skip that part. But what Trump's doing isn't technically unconstitutional, is it?
It is unconstitutional because it's going against congressional powers, which are given in the Constitution. This is one of them.
Yeah, Mrs. D, I enjoyed being on the panel with Avarice this night. It was a good time. He is so funny. Him laughing at Rowdy being asleep was hilarious in the moment too.
Right, and
this is not hard, dude.
So you agree with the judiciary branch? You disagree with the Supreme Court?
I'm sorry. Has the judiciary actually?
Congress says spend this money? Can the president refuse?
You don't just get to presuppose.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you if
deliberated on this. Yes or no, Wiggy? Do you have a case that you can tell me right now? Yes.
He knew he got demolished by Speak, so he had to attack Wiggy for the hypothetical that Wiggy put out there because he knew that Wiggy isn't really a debater, so he knew he had something on him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this guy." Like, such a bad faith, man. Yeah, exactly. Chaos Theory. C-Car is presenting himself like a Gen Zer gotcha buzzword stereotype, and that's all he seems to be to me. Alsto says the problem is C-Car doesn't understand or forgets that Congress gave that power to the Supreme Court and the executives. It's called checks and balances. Thank you very much for pointing that out. This is Law 101. Really simple concepts. Exactly. We have our 3 branches of our government for a reason, so that fascism can't take hold that easily.
If Congress spends...
Sounds like a fucking no, so
if
shut up.
Congress says spend
No,
this
it's not a
money, can the president refuse?
The president cannot refuse after the Impoundment Act, okay, was drafted and signed on the floor. That's not
So
something he has the power to do.
There is no ways, lawful path to not spending the money temporarily?
No, because Congress has the power of the purse. It's just fucking basic. This is basic civics right now. President doesn't have the ability
so
to do
like
that.
you can't
Although there's
like
an
an
argument.
efficiency problem. You can't have a
No, there
deferral.
is. There's an argument for whether or not agencies can properly distribute funds, or if we're doing it properly. I'm fine talking about that. I'm not a fucking leftist. Okay, probably a lot of you think that, but I'm independent. I fucking make my own fucking thoughts.
Who was it earlier said, I'm not a leftist, but I argue like a leftist. And again, he's saying he's not a leftist. Like, what, dude? Whatever. C car, C chat GBT, C GBT, cement. Oh man, this has been fun tonight.
No, I don't think you're a leftist. I just think you're
we can
retarded.
localize it. I think we can localize it, okay, and make it more efficient if you wanted to. As a general rule of thumb with economics is when you have money closer to what you're trying to do, it generally gets spent better. But the problem here is federalization versus localization, which is a tough thing to do. I mean, now whether or not the president just has the ability to literally end it, that is not true. He does not have the ability to do that. Now, why he's a fascist? I can simply point to his stupid slogan, because fascists do love slogans. You guys know that, right?
Yeah, like hope or change we can believe in. Yeah, I bet you they love those kinds of slogans.
Yeah,
Don't
the
they?
ones that
My body, my choice.
How about
True
if you're not
nostalgia.
black,
Black
if
Lives
you don't
Matter.
vote for me? That's a good
Things
slogan
like
too, huh?
Make
Right.
America great again.
I'm gonna lock y'all back in chains.
That's crazy, bro.
And it's
You'll
kind
own
of
nothing and be
unfortunate
happy.
because
You'll own
what
nothing.
I want to
and
leave you guys with,
happy.
because you've been here a long time.
All of these
having a
can
good
be
time,
used.
is that I want you guys all to know that even good people can make bad decisions. You know that, right?
Of course.
So don't be fooled.
I've done many. I've done
When you
many bad
release
decisions.
the entirety of your
myself.
country, the structure of it, in
Choose
the
the
face
bad
of
decisions.
something new and changeful, okay? What may end up happening is the destruction of your country. So if you really want to advance some crazy fucking stupid fascist principles because you think it'll benefit you in the short run, just know that in its most vulnerable state, we might end up like Germany or some other unfortunate soul at the end of World War II.
I understand why
So
Gally
don't ever
fell
forget.
asleep
But
now.
before you go,
Good
I
people
want to
can
let
do
you
bad
know
things,
that
and
a
none of you are
president-
probably horrible people. I don't know who is a fascist here. I think the Green Goblin dude is because he's fucking weird. But
we're all
That's so
fascists.
ironic.
I don't want
We're
good
all
people to
fascists
make
by
bad
your
decisions.
definition.
According to you,
We're
we're
all
all
fascists.
fascists.
All of us.
Christian
By
nationalism.
your
Ideology,
definition, we're
okay?
all fascists. I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
we're all fascists.
But I just
I'm with Russ. I'm with Reverend Russ in the bottom there. And he says he's a Christian nationalist. That's what I am. And in fact, when we get into the definition of what defined fascism in the beginning, that's basically what it was, is nationalism, maybe without the Christianity, but it was nationalism. Thank you, Homestead, for that comment. Your POV is awesome. I appreciate that. Sometimes I wonder if people like what I have to say or if I'm just, making a fool of myself and people are just laughing at me, which is fine too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a potato. I'm the root of the joke. That's the point. But appreciate that, Wick. I'm not sure if you're first in the chat here or what's going on, but I appreciate you being here and in the engagement. It's been a crazy night. If you've missed it, please go check this stream out when I'm done. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to A Potato's Eye. I have open panels on Thursday nights that anyone is welcome to join. I want to get differing views. I don't necessarily want heat in my panels, but I like having differing views. Let's talk about LBJ and what he said. Yeah, Alsto. Yeah. Let's see. Birds aren't even real. Using slogans as evidence of fascism is bonkers. Is a freaking wild concept. Because again, you'll own nothing and be happy. That's a slogan that's been pushed on us for many years now, right? Let's see. Alsto says Pearl gasping is what CCAR is doing at the moment. Pearl clutching. Gotcha. Okay. I'm with you now, Mrs. D. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for the the clarification there, Mrs. D. Appreciate it. And the engagement. The things I have yet to hear is that the big difference between nationalism and fascism is authoritative action. Exactly. Hey, Leia Bobea, thank you very much for the engagement. Appreciate you being here for the last little bit of the stream here. We'll get back into this and finish this up, and I'll give my description.
You know that presidents, right, their duty, right, is to make sure that the laws be faithfully executed.
Which
means that ensuring the funds are legally spent, verifying that the conditions are met, preventing misuse or corruption, aligning with the constitutional
There's
policy.
an Inspector General's office. Okay, so here's some context.
The president is allowed to delay funds for all of these reasons.
I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your question.
I didn't ask a question. I made a statement.
You did.
What was my question?
I'm going to answer your statement. I'm going to answer your statement with some context.
That's not a question. He doesn't need a feedback. He's just telling you how it is, and then you can get off of his show, bro. You said you were going to leave. Just... Sorry, guys.
There's no question. I'm going to answer your statement with some context.
Okay.
So
read a book or something, bro.
So in agencies, okay, who actually looks for fraud and provides it?
It depends who you're...
So agencies have internal like little divisions that look for fraud. Does Trump, did he advocate for those? Did he like give him more money? Did he take them away? What did he do? If you wanted to actually do what you were saying, you know, if there's fraud and misuse, he would use these, right? They do a pretty good job, by the way. If you actually look them up, they find a lot of fraud.
What?
Much more than Doge ever did.
That's why Doge needed to come in the first place, because they were handling it. That's why they said they were going to find trillions, because they had already done the math and figured out that we were losing money, like actual money, right? And then they say that they didn't find anything. The like CCAR, right? These kinds of people say that we haven't found anything. Where I find my research and I find millions of saved. Millions, maybe not billions, maybe not trillions, like they say that we didn't find, but we made a savings. We found one money laundering scheme is enough for me to say that it was worth it, because the contract ran out. It wasn't a failed scheme like they try to say it was. The contract ran out. Elon went back to work, plain and simple, right? They found money and they were good. Like, maybe they didn't find as much as they wanted to, sure. But come on, guys.
If you're looking it up, I'm sorry, but you should know this. It's called Inspector General.
Did you not see how much fraud Doge found?
Right.
It found none.
I didn't see how much fraud Doge found.
Bro, you go to Doge's website right now.
Yeah, I didn't do any research. I didn't know what I'm talking about, but I didn't find anything.
Go to grants. Go to the highest fucking dollar item they have in savings. Look at their USAID page and see that it's literally half of the number they put on Doge. All they did was copy paste the stupid ass fucking box thing they have. You're a fucking joke, dude. Do your own research, please, for the love of God.
I know you Democrats love
believe
dead people being on the ballot rolls and stuff
there
like
is
that.
no dead people on ballot rolls.
We need to get fraud out of the government.
Yeah, I agree.
It's such an odd question.
I don't agree with
there's no single there's no single entity
there's
that
an Inspector General in every
oversight
agency.
of fraud.
There's an Inspector General in every agency. And they find fraud in the agencies.
Right, but
so why didn't Trump use that to find fraud? And then
within all of this,
Trump could have used them to literally impound funds he thought was being abused.
What is a whistleblower?
Why didn't Trump use the Inspector General's office to impound funds that he thought was being abused?
Or are they just someone who saw fraud and whistleblew on the fraud? What are you talking about? There's no like single entity that's assigned.
There's entities inside of each agency. Yes, there is.
So it's not the duty of every single person in the agency to look for fraud?
No, they have jobs. I mean, if they find something, they can report it. Yeah.
So they're allowed to not report it?
No, they're not allowed to not report fraud.
Oh, so it's their duty to look for fraud too? Gotcha.
Yeah, but there's a division that finds it.
there's divisions that are put onto it, but no specific. That
yes, there is. It's called the Inspector General.
There was one entity within the government that's looking for fraud. That's not happening.
Inspector
like that.
General's office. I swear to God, I'm literally losing my mind.
Well, on that, I'm gonna have to dip for the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip too. You guys are great. Thank you for having me on and not kicking me off. But all I'm gonna say again, good people can do.
Hey man, I don't. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. I don't ever tell nobody they can't come up. So you're welcome to come back anytime, bud.
Like I said, Speakeasy is a good guy. As far as that goes, like he's good with just about anybody coming up. Kind of the same way I am. So, maybe show him some love if you want to get into the debate scene. Like myself, I've been trying to get into it. So that's kind of all I have to cover as far as videos, but I do want to get into the definitions and the degradation of the term fascism over the years, and the fact that terms and definitions matter. So, for example, there was a book that I was referenced when I was a kid. And it was called Frindle. Does anybody remember that book? Did anybody read that book in the chat? I'm curious if there's anybody that knows that book. Another problem, $1 misused is fraud. Look at what is going on in Minnesota. Alisto, exactly. I've covered this a couple of times with a couple of different takes on the fraud in Minnesota, and it's egregious. This has got to stop. And even one, that's not one, that's one. Potato. One fraud, one misuse of management of funds is fraud. That's all it takes for me to understand why we needed to do that. All right, so getting into this book idea, if you haven't ever read Frindle, it is a very middle school, elementary school book, but it's a 5th grade student named Nick Allen, and he learns how words are added to the dictionary. And so he realizes that words only mean something because people agree upon it. Right? Like I've been trying to nail down, right? So to prove this, he creates a new word for pen, right? This, as we all know as pen, he called a frindle. He insisted everyone call it the frindle and convinces everyone in his class to do so. That word spreads through the school, eventually to the town, and eventually nationally. This becomes frindle. So the core idea of this book is basically eventually everything can become a definition if you push it hard enough. Language works because a community collectively agrees upon a meaning. If enough people agree upon it, it becomes real language. So what do we do about this? Because there's so many different types of fascism as far as that term goes. So when you look back in history on the Mussolini's definition of it, right? Mussolini was the one that created definition for fascism. Let me find that back to where I was here. Let's see, Nick, it's all embedded across all agencies. Exactly. Everywhere has a little bit of fraud going on, and obviously the dedicated departments are not doing what they need to be doing, or else we wouldn't have to have Doge in the first place. See, Dave, I'll debate you suckers. Fair enough. Dave is a hot potato and ready to take on the world. First time watching live. Really cool stream. Hey, thanks, Justin. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to be a decent entertainer, and I really appreciate that feedback in the text. I hope to keep you around and keep you coming back and keep you entertained. And again, if you're not part of the Discord link is in the description as well as the chat now. If you'd like to join the Discord, I would love to have you. Seriously, I'd love to have anyone that wants to be there. Let's see, not the world, maybe the Discord, but not the world. Fair enough. Let's see. Yeah, you should join the Discord. Homestead says you should join the Discord. Exactly. Thank you for the support. Absolutely. And yeah, Dave is a great moderator. Great time. Let's see. Dave is on top of his modding. Yes, great time, buddy. And TVT, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the engagement when I can get it. It's been a really good stream this time. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Holy cow. This has been a good time. Let me get into this definition, if I can find it. Apparently, it's not going to be as easy as I want it to be. But basically, like I said, it started out as, geez, I've been down the rabbit hole. There's quite the, because I tried to find the where I think it's Saddam Hussein takes, calls that meeting and has people taken out and they end up being unalived, right? That's fascism. That's what we're worried about, not what we're talking about with Trump, right? Let's see. So I pulled up his, Saddam Hussein. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking that did that meeting. I pulled up that meeting and tried to find a decent one. It was just too old. I couldn't find a decent version of it. And then, dang, okay, fine. You're going to make me do this, are you? Let me get back into here. I apologize to nobody about anything ever. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Mrs. D. Right on. I hope to be that point at some point in time. I not there yet. I do apologize for a lot more than probably I should. Abe Dinkus, thank you very much for the engagement and bringing your picture up. I always love seeing that picture. It's freaking dope. So I'm going to put that back up on the screen for a second. Grid One says, "Hey, sup, Abe? Good to see all you guys in here. I'm normally headed to bed before you go live, as I'm in the UK. Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe if try to join my Discord and give me an idea of when the UK would be good to hit, and I might try to start like a different day streaming." So that I can hit more people, because I want to get out there and I want people to understand who I am, my takes, my point of views. I've been told that people like listening to me talk. I don't know why, but I'm going to give you what you want. That's all. So back to the definition of fascism and the degradation over the years. So the definition that I found from Mussolini himself, right? The inventor of fascism. So when he stated it to the people, what got them on board was everything in the state, nothing out of the state, nothing against the state. That is nationalism. So when it became the forcing you to do things, not allowing you to speak your mind, the censorship, right? So that's where the scholars usually identify several main elements of this, right? It went from this state is supreme over individuals. Well, it was this, right? And it is to a certain extent. The nation, the good of the people, the majority come before the need of the few. Every single time, regardless of who that few is. If it's me and you guys depend upon me, you guys come first every single time, right? Individual freedoms exist only if the state allows them. That's a little touchy, right? Because of the simple fact that right now we have only what the state allows us to have, but we are free here in the United States. So how does that jive out, right? Society should be organized and controlled by a strong centralized government. Now that is where it starts to get a little finicky. Centralized government, no way, bro. I want a state governments and nothing above that other than the absolute necessary to keep everything in line. That's it. It's all I want to see. Political opposition is not tolerated. So again, where we were talking about Trump being involved with everyone else, political opposition is not tolerated according to fascism. So he would not be able to do that and stick to the term of fascism. So again, definitions matter. Terms matter. Guys, we have to all agree upon this, or majority of us. The state should unite people into a singular national identity. Again, very point on point, right? That could be very good if taken right. Now, when we get into the next section is when it starts to get a little finicky. Authoritarian leadership, one powerful ruler. We don't want that. Extreme nationalism, the nation above everything else. That is a little finicky, but it could be a good thing as well. Suppression of opposition. Now that could be taken the right way and it could be taken the wrong way. Censorship, secret police, political prisons. That is a problem. Now, when we're talking about opposition of like Iran or something like that, that is a different story, right? We do need to suppress those things. And that's why I don't understand why we're getting such a bad rap with this skirmish that's going on in Iran. I don't want to misgender it by calling it a war because it's not, right? And then the state should unite people into one singular national identity. Again, going back. Oh, no, that I read that. Sorry. Militarization, militarism, glorify war and strength. Again, we need to make sure that we are seen as the powerhouse of the world. We cannot be seen as weak like we had been for 8 years under Biden. He made us the laughingstock of the entire world. It is time that we glorify the strength, maybe not the war, right? So that could go either way. State-directed economy, private property may exist, but is controlled by the state. Not okay. Not okay. So that's, again, where it gets finicky. Private property, it is to exist, and it is not to be controlled by anyone but the one that owns the property. Period. And mass propaganda, shaping public throughout thought through media and rallies. So that is, again, a concern, right? Propaganda gets a bad rap. Propaganda could be good, and propaganda typically is not a good thing. So we want to be aware of that. And so this is the criteria of fascism. Does Trump really sit to meet this criteria? No, I don't see it. And again, regardless of whether it was Trump or Obama, I wouldn't consider it fascism because of the simple fact that we're trying to create a good, strong nation, whether it be again, whether it be for the first time, however you want to consider it, we're trying for a good, strong community, a nation. And we have to have one singular people. The melting pot is no longer a melting pot. I just had somebody, I think it was Barn Diesel. He might be in my chat. And Tyler TV, I want to say those two gave me this description, and it's a melting pot, right? You put things into a melting pot and it melts together and you mix into one singular item. You don't put in broccoli and it sits over in the corner as you melt in with the rest of it and it just sits by itself. You can't have different communities, different kinds of worldviews, and still be what is known as a melting pot. So we do need one singular people, but this idea that we need a world government, that's where it gets a problem. But as far as that goes, I think that pretty much wraps up what I had on fascism and how I view it. And then again, terms, definitions, the fact that a young man in a hypothetical fictional book created a word that everyone took to, and this became a frindle. What we have now currently in our world is exactly that. We have people creating words and definitions that are being pushed onto other people and becoming a normal thing. We got to stop that. We've got to say, no, that, my friend, is a pen. It will always be a pen because there's no freaking point in calling it a frindle. Yes, please follow me on all my platforms. If you're not part of the Discord, please join the Discord. Let's see who else is in the chat real quick. Yes, Dave, God comes first. Always. 51st state is England, Alsto. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps up my stream. Man, you guys, seriously, thank you for being here. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the views. You are awesome. Christ is God. I keep forgetting to say that on my stream, and I just put it up on the post later, but I want to be saying that because I truly believe that. Christ is God. Christ is the King of Kings and will always be that, regardless of what anyone wants to say. As far as now, please take care of yourselves out there. As always, remember those Second Amendment rights within the United States. Your response time will always be faster than that of the police response. And I will always say that I want you around, regardless of whether we disagree or not, whether I don't like you or not. I want you around because life is important. Those outside of the United States, please take care of yourself the best way that you know how, as your rights seem to be disappearing. And as your rights fall, ours are right behind them. So please do your best to stop that from happening for everyone's sake. And as always, I care about you, so I want you to be around as long as possible as well. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Check the, yep, it looks like everybody's signing off. So I appreciate you all for the engagement. Again, please take care of yourselves out there as I get my music up. If I can find where I had it saved here. Start something a little bit different here. And you guys, take care of yourselves. Seriously.
Was real. Don't say you didn't know. A heartbeat whispered truth before the world could ever show. You stood there at the crossroads with a choice in your own hands, and still you turned your back and said, I never had a chance. Tell me how you silence the cry when you knew a living soul was on the other side. What were you thinking? To take a life you knew existed? How could you justify taking tomorrow from someone's eyes? You had the power and chose the blade. You stole the chance, another heart was made. What were you thinking? You're drowning in your shame. You knew the road, you knew the truth. Still you chose to cut it loose. And now you wear a hollow wound where a miracle once bloomed. Tell me, how'd you bury the light when you knew it was a soul, not a shadow in the night? To take a life you knew existed? How could you justify taking tomorrow from someone's eyes? You had the power and chose the blade. You stole the chance, another heart was made. What were you thinking? You knew, you knew, you knew. Every choice becomes a stone. Every truth becomes a throne. Life isn't yours to erase. You can't rewrite a soul's birthplace. What were you thinking? To take a life you knew existed? A fire in the dark, a line in the sand. He didn't bow when the pressure came, didn't trade conviction for comfort or fame. When truth got heavy and fear ran deep, Charlie Kirk stood, wouldn't retreat. Faith in his chest, spine forged of steel, spoke what was real when lies felt real, when silence